Excellent.
You don't know what you're doing.
Welcome to an all-new episode of Much to Do About Nothing. This is going to be a very cleansing episode because Saturday was a lot. We needed Sunday off. Everybody was like, no podcasting. We need a day of sleep. We did almost 4 hours, and we're only 2 minutes short of the actual 4 hours of that stream Saturday. I told you guys, me and Joel have done that for years. It is tiresome. Mind you, while me and Joel were talking, doing it, we were also posting on social media at the same time, and that was just draining. It is the worst. Because it's like every second someone says something that you're like, fuck, I gotta post that, right? Like, and then now it's like I don't even have a photo to put with it.
Yeah, I gotta wait.
We were DMing each other too, and everything.
Yes,
and then trying to keep a conversation.
we were a full machine on Saturday, but I want to thank that full team led by none other than Jayla. So big shouts out to Jayla, creating everything, structuring everything. Appreciate it. And then the whole crew. You guys are freaking awesome. I would not have wanted to experience that with any other group than you guys. That was a blast, right? We cried together, we laughed together, our eyes popped out of our heads. Yes, bad boys for life, absolutely. But as my name says here in my box, we are the Fallout Boys because we will be discussing the fallout of all that shit Kevin Feige just decided to lay on us on Saturday. So let me introduce our panel before we jump right into it, starting off with Trevon. What's up, Trevon?
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here. Happy to, get into all of it. There was a lot on Saturday. Marvel did it up, man.
Yep. And we got a small breather before September hits, and we got more shit. Yeah. We got to go live for and break down and try to process in our minds. And we're to believe that will be even wilder than the wild shit we just got.
Right.
Woo! Okay. Next up, Didge. What's going on, Didge?
Happy to be here. Watched the Wakanda Forever trailer no less than like 30 times.
100%. 100%. Yeah, one of the times I had to watch it on mute. That song just fucking gets me every fucking time.
I love the music too much. You can't not listen to it.
I have no interest in crying every fucking time I watch it.
Fair,
no
fair,
interest. Like
fair.
None. And Joel, what's going on, Joel?
What's up, everybody? Wow, what a fucking Saturday. What a Saturday. What so much news, yet so many more questions to ask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus. And we got more dates today, apparently. So.
Ooh, okay. So we got some stuff to get into and some more information leaked from some of these trailer footages that we're going to dive into. Secret Invasion is the one I'm most excited about talking about. So we'll get into that. What's up, Casper? Yeah, we're going to be talking about the fallout from the MCU panel. That's just way too much to talk about. Just way too much shit to break down. And we're going to break down all of our theories, not the world's theories, our personal theories on where we see these stories going and what we hope to see kind of spin out from these stories. So we're going to start off with Black Panther. That was a very emotional panel. If you guys watch the actual, that's the ass shot. That's the shot that
I didn't look
replaced
at
Chris
the
Evans.
ass. I looked at the calf. It was a little calf.
You know what's funny, Joel? I didn't look at any of this till I heard social media using this as CIA's NCIS evidence on who this is.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I just wrote it off as, okay, it's Shuri. Like, I thought nothing of it the 90 million times I watched it. And then social media, like they always do, made me sit there and go, did I miss something? Like, let me see. And then I looked and I'm like, okay, I guess. So
That's the ass that got America talking.
That's the ass that got them talking. Chris Evans was sitting at home like, I might have to leak some shit, right? Like, they can't talk about anybody else's body parts.
Please
but mine
do.
out here,
Do it
right?
again.
Ass goes around the world.
So Joel, I want to start off with you because you are very much a person that sees these these theories and then just mentally writes them off. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous. So start us off. Your thoughts on the trailer, some of the bigger points that really stood out to you, and then your thoughts on how it ended and how some of the people on the internet are perceiving it.
Oh, well, perceiving it, I mean, I think the best thing about this trailer in general was that shut up so much haters. Like, so many haters just had to eat their words after watching that trailer, because they're like, the hate was real. It was real. And, like, I didn't think it was well deserved, considering we hadn't seen shit yet. We were just hearing shit, you know? And now, look, we finally got something, and, like, for the most part, everything, at least we've, read and heard, looked to be coming true. And they made it look beautiful. I mean, the trailer was beautiful, and like whoever ended up being the Black Panther, at the end of the day, I think it will be for the best. I think whatever they decide to go with, I'll be there. So I'm not gonna fight it. We've already made our peace, and after seeing the trailer, I'm definitely not gonna argue with it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things to where it's like you kind of have, the raw feelings of what you want it to be, what you don't want it to be, right? And we've been split even on this panel here on where we would have liked to have seen the character of the Black Panther go, right? But I think we can all agree we're now at a point to where whatever we thought they were going to do, it just doesn't matter as much as it did before seeing the trailer, right? Yeah. And now that you kind of see the trailer, it's like, well, again, you can't do something nonsensical, but as long as it's something that flows within the story and it works, by all means, do whatever you want, right? And I think that's is that you, Trevon?
What?
I don't know. Something was bouncing around somewhere in someone's audio. I didn't know what was happening.
Oh. I moved my mic a little bit. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what we heard. I'm like, what? Who dropped the cup? That's just forever falling. But no, I mean, to me, it was just one of those things where it's like, I loved, and let me just say this: if Ryan Coogler can make fucking Namor look that beautiful, again, take this with a grain of salt. This is one of the rumors that were thrown out. But and again, he did introduce a character in this movie that sets up this next character I'm going to be theorizing about. But if Namor can look that good, I can only pray to God that Victor Von Doom is in this fucking movie. Because if Namor looks that good, right? And again, that was a look that I always thought, well, you're going to have to go the Aquaman route, to where you got to make him look really fucking good, right? Because it's a silly look when you look at it. And this is fucking epic. And I thought they were going to give him the full clothes, right? They didn't. They went the tribal garb.
Looks like it has them on at one part, though, the full clothes.
Well, he has a version
when he's looking at whatever that thing on the wall.
Right, yeah.
Looks like he's
yes, I see what you're saying.
No, I love the whole black armor that he wears now in the comics.
Yes, that's what I was hoping to see.
I could wait for that. No rush.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is an introduction. But yeah, so to me, I loved everything about this trailer, this movie. Again, like I said, I've been racking my brain since I watched this trailer. When she's saying, "I've lost my entire family," like it's still ringing to me. I'm just so curious the context of what she means by that.
After Infinity War, that's what I think.
Yeah, it could be right after.
I think
it could be, because she did
that's
disappear.
what it is.
She did disappear during Infinity War.
She literally had no family.
Right, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
If Amanda was there, then yeah, that would definitely make sense.
Then I am curious then, is how far back does this go before bringing us back to where we are present day? You know what I'm saying? Because
why is she having that argument at that point? Like, why are we seeing that at that point?
Right, because I'm like, if you did lose it, you gained it back, and even losing your son, you still have your daughter.
That's the worst. You just got him back.
Maybe they try to run up in there right after that happened. The government's hey,
maybe,
hey, your king gone. run that vibrating. Run that vibrating.
I do want to pass it to you, Didge, because one of the things that stood out to me the most in this trailer was, and I think not enough people are talking about it, but to see essentially their throne room flooded
Yeah.
is very intriguing, because when you think about how high up that throne room is in Wakanda, you
Yeah,
had
that
to have
means
essentially given a massive.
that means they came in on business. Like they
I
were
agree.
like, no, get
like
that
this.
out.
He just came, straightened out his tie, and said, "Flood," like, and let there be flood. Right. But no, so Didge, walk me through some of the theories you're hearing people talk about when it comes to this trailer, and your thoughts and the biggest things that stood out to you of this trailer.
So, like I had said Saturday, and I've watched it so many times since then. The music is the first thing that stands out to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coming in with Tim's and her beautiful voice, doing the Bob Marley cover, and it just so flowing into Kendrick. You know, we gonna be all right. The weight of the trailer, and just obviously the weight of the film itself, knowing the background of what's going on, it felt so true of being like, hey, things are gonna be okay. And I think it sort of spoke to people who were like wondering what's going on with the film. Is the film going to be good? It's like, hey, no, look, watch this. We're gonna be all right.
Right.
So that was the first thing. And then just some of the things that obviously I think everybody has the question at the end is who's gonna be the new Black Panther? And personally, I think it's going to be Nakia. Just from, like I was telling you guys before we got on air, just I think it's going to become more of the role of the protector of Wakanda rather than the sort of the I guess the imagery of the kingdom of Wakanda, sort of the ruling class of it. So I think that's sort of the route that I think they're going with it now. Some of what I'm hearing from people are interesting. You've heard, obviously, her name's been floated around. That's probably the most likely.
I mean, it's like Cinderella in the.
You would think that it would be. I've heard M'Baku, his name was thrown into it, and I think that was one of the ones where it was thrown in like, hey, this is because we know Disney edits or Marvel edits these trailers. They could slim that leg like just to get it out of there.
Just really quickly, Didge, my question. Yeah, I don't think so either. But my question would be, if you're Marvel, right? Think about the emotional impact this trailer had before even showing a Black Panther.
Right.
My question would be, if it's something that is so up for interpretation, right? Or people just guessing, why even have it there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of felt like it just fit with where the tone was in the trailer. Because, like, when you pay attention to it, when you pay attention to that trailer, and this is just what I took from it. I'm not putting this on you guys. What I took from it was them showing the passing, of the torch from T'Challa. And it just kept showing you different scenes of Shuri, just not necessarily seeming all sure in different scenes. There's one where she's overly emotional. There's one where she has that moment meeting up with Riri, right? And then it kind of just seems like you're going on this journey with Shuri, right? You see her standing in the middle of the fire. I'm sorry, go ahead, Trevon.
Yeah, I was going to say the one in the fire. I didn't know you were going to mention that one too. But I was like, that one seems like she's not in this world. Like she's somewhere, like going through her
trial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or whatever. That's what I think that is. That's what I think that is.
To me, I just took it more so as this trailer showing you everything will be okay, right? We're passing it to the most logical successor, which is Shuri. That's just how I took it. I'm not putting that on anybody else. That's just how I took it. So when I heard the theories, I was really taken aback because I'm like, I must have missed something.
Well, the one that threw me off the most, and your point about it taking you through the journey of Shuri makes a lot of sense. The one that threw me off the most was the Killmonger one, and I think that was sort of that's sort of where hope bleeds into what you're watching. Whereas we want him back so much that you're kind of blinded.
Let me put that pin real quick. You ready now? So we can put that to bed real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, look. If you bring him back, let's say they resurrect him, why wouldn't you try to resurrect T'Challa if you can do that weird bullshit?
I guess if
When
again,
you
I
don't
don't
in real
disagree.
life because right now it's not real life.
No. I
You
wasn't
know
gonna
what I
do
mean?
that. I wasn't gonna do that. If and I don't disagree with you, but if I'm playing devil's advocate,
Please
you
do.
could make the
I will
case
pin that too.
that it's easier to do that because they don't seem to be willing to go back on recasting
That's right.
T'Challa. Right.
Uh-huh.
So and again, I'm not saying I agree with it. I've heard the craziest thing that Shuri goes into the ancestral plane, sees Killmonger, realizes she's not suited to do the job.
Gives it to him.
Oh, that's
Right. So she
wild.
gives it to him,
Yeah.
and that's
How do you
and
even do
that's
that?
Killmonger coming.
Can you even do that? Can you bring someone back?
Well, and I know you probably heard this one, Joel. You probably heard this one from the same person I heard this from. But the theory to some people might be he was never dead. Right?
That was the one I heard.
Like,
They
we
said
never saw
you
his
never saw him
body.
like actually die.
Right. So it's one of those things to where it's like you have the herb, you give it to him. Because you could make the case he was as dead as T'Challa was when they found him in the first one, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'm with you, Joel. I am only playing devil's advocate.
They threw him in
but
the
I'm with
ocean
you.
like he wanted. Like,
Right.
No, but we never
Oh,
actually
man,
saw
time
it.
out. Hold on,
See?
Joel. I'm glad you said that because even the craziest rumor was
Oh, I saw that one.
Yes, that Namor found him, and Namor
I saw that
had him.
one too. Well, to be fair, with the one thing with the
Keep
throwing him in
reaching.
the ocean is everybody who the most logical people I know who are bringing it up, they're like, well, we just never actually saw him dead, and if we ain't seen a body,
Yeah.
like actually, Nerdy Old Boy just said it. If we ain't seen the body, he ain't dead. Movies do that a lot.
But here's the one problem with that, right? Here's the one problem with that. You guys
we
ready?
We saw his body.
No, we
Time
never
out,
saw the
Joel.
actual body die.
Come out.
Yeah,
we
Let's
did.
not even say that. Here's the wrong. Here's the problem with if we didn't see the body, he might still be alive. If she goes and sees him in the ancestral plane, the people you see are the people that are dead.
Well, no.
So unless he entered it with
You don't.
you,
See, well, that's what I'm saying. So those are two separate things.
That's a good point.
Those
too.
are two separate things. The one that, like I said, the one that I had saw was that somebody was like, we never actually saw him actually die. Like, we saw him plop
Okay.
over.
right?
People plop over. You could have fainted, whatever, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Like, so I was like, all right, maybe, but it doesn't seem logical to me. But hey,
Look,
they do weird things all the
Devil's
time.
advocate, you ready?
I got
We
one
haven't seen
more.
T'Challa's body either. So like, why don't you like if you're gonna be stupid, be real stupid. And bring back T'Challa. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we also do not know what happened to T'Challa in this movie yet
Yes, but
either.
why would
True.
you-
Well,
you-
also-
Is the
they control the
I
narrative.
hate to say it like this, but is there a? Never mind, I'm not gonna say it. But anyway,
No,
so
I'll say this really
you
quickly,
know.
Trevon, and I'm passing it right back to you. The trailer essentially, to a degree, starts with his funeral.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
see
they're
her.
all
You
dressed
see her
in
holding
white.
his helmet.
Right.
that's
why
all
they're
you see.
dressed in
The
white.
helmet.
Yeah.
That's it.
You do see the helmet.
I don't
Coffin.
think you'd hold a fake funeral if T'Challa's not really dead. I think
I'm
that's
saying,
really
I'm not
confusing.
saying that. I'm saying there was no coffin. I'm just saying
Yeah,
there was
but-
no
Well,
coffin.
time out.
No,
Also,
no.
remember, we don't know the the customs
Right.
of
That's true.
Wakandans, right?
That's
We
true.
we don't know. We have no idea
That's
what
true.
their
They're
customs
supposed to be
is.
taken to the necropolis. That's where they like whatever the fuck they do with them, bury them, burn them. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly.
Right. We're not. That's the only reason why. Like, if somebody in Asgard died, we know they put you in a boat, set that shit on fire. It's very clear that
At
you're
least
dead, right?
I can say
In this, we don't know.
comfortably, we're not going to get the multiverse idea of a Killmonger from another universe coming in and becoming back.
Right.
That was my least favorite.
If Killmonger comes back, it'll be in the stupid way people are pitching for this, not in
Yeah.
that stupid way of the
yeah,
multiverse.
yeah,
But go ahead, Trevon. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I've seen some crazy ones too. Even one almost got me a little bit. So I was like, what if they, like you said, how you told them to put him in the ocean? I
Mhm.
was like, are they going to get him from the ocean in that one scene where they're going in the water? Like, are they going to get him? Like, it's just like, it's just, and then I love the drop when it's like, when I wake up, but it's kind of like that feeds into the theory. When I wake up,
Mhm.
I woke up,
when Shuri wakes up.
woke me up. I know, but I'm saying,
Why does no
It's
one
still-
use dreams?
it still can, it doesn't help when I wake up, like
She's got to wake up.
I mean, yeah, she does, but also he can wake up. So it's just
No, he's dead.
I know. Listen. I think it's Shuri, but I don't think it's the key. I
I'm
think it's
100%
Shuri.
sure it's Shuri.
But,
Now, will it stay
um,
Shuri? That's still up for debate. But as far as I know, it's Shuri. At least for this movie, it is.
Well, I will say this to everybody that wants Killmonger, right? I'll say this. If it's going to be Killmonger at any point, it needs to be now. Because if you show me Shuri as Black Panther, I have no interest in you putting
Then bring
anybody
back
else.
Killmonger.
Yeah, I have no interest in you putting somebody else. In that suit.
whoever they have it, unless it changes, like you said, during the movie, like it starts off Nakia, goes to Shuri, or Shuri goes to Nakia. You have to, whoever ends with it at the end of the movie, they have to be the Black Panther movie forward.
Going forward. Right. That's my biggest thing. I want to go back some. Mystery asks, will Namor be a full-fledged villain, or will the Wakanda and Atlantis war be caused by a misunderstanding? Well, me and Joel talked about this. You got Atuma in the movie. Atuma essentially is Orm to his Aquaman, right? So it's like there's a very good chance where Namor somewhere down the line in this movie goes, this is a war maybe we shouldn't be fighting. And like Atuma goes, hey, look what happened over here. That like Atuma caused, and it's like, look what the Wakandans did. We gotta fuck them up.
Isn't there also that artwork that he was looking at? It showed that they clearly had beef for centuries. That is like his new artwork. So
for sure.
Not
right.
The first time
Maybe they found out that Atuma is the reason behind all of it at some point.
Well,
yeah, maybe.
And that stops the fight. You're like, oh wait, we're fighting for nothing,
be.
man. This motherfucker started it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, look, I see, and I know we usually always go this route, but I see Atuma taking somebody with him, and that being the real divide between, like, it could never be fixed. The beef between Atlantis and Wakanda. That's what I see happening. And that's why I think the focus has to be Shuri, because I think maybe even at the end of the day, Shuri not only is the Black Panther going forward, but has to be the queen of Wakanda.
Yeah, because right now she's probably the crown princess.
Right, 100%.
If her mother stays.
So, because I'm like, again, the performance Angela Bassett's putting on, I'm seeing that, Trevon, the way we were joking about Rocket. That's how I'm seeing Angela Bassett's role in this movie, right? To where she's going to set a structure for Wakanda for the future, and Shuri has to carry out that legacy, right? Because to me, I kind of feel like once you do that, you've established what Wakanda will be going forward, and you've established that there is a succession in place, right? Whether it's going to M'Baku whenever she needs to go help the Avengers or whatever the case may be, it's a structure now. It's not, it's not more so like, well, we're without a leader. Right. They'll always have a leader. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I took from that. Let's see what Mr. E is saying. The craziest thing I heard was that T'Challa is alive and is held captive somewhere. It'll be explained in the ending. Sounds weird, but yeah. I don't even
do that.
I don't even think that. I don't even think that structures itself as a theory. That just has to be someone reaching from like Reed Richards kind of reaching.
The only way I could fight against that is if that's the case. You would, let's say there was a recast that was gonna happen, right? You wouldn't show his face again, and they obviously show his face again.
Oh, you mean Chadwick's face? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because I did hear someone say that too. Because but like I said, it was sort of just talking themselves out of it. They were still holding hopes for a recast. They're like, well, that's why it's not called Black Panther 2, because towards the end you're gonna find out like that it was bringing up like surprise recast.
Well, I mean, even still, it's not being called Black Panther 2 because it's not his story anymore.
But
right?
that's what I'm saying. That's what they were.
Wakanda.
But they were trying to talk themselves into he's going to be recast. So they're like, he's missing. I mean,
you could recast him. You just couldn't show it in this movie because this movie is about saying goodbye to him. So that'd be really shitty if you're like, all right, we're saying goodbye, but all right, here's this new guy. Like that. Can we at least sit with this for a second?
I'm over it now. I was in the camp of wanting him to be recast. The trailer. It showed me the way how they're gonna say goodbye to it, and part of me is gonna always be sad about it. But I've come to that acceptance of, all right, if this is what we're gonna do, if you're gonna honor the legacy good enough, I can live with it. I'll never be 100% okay, but I'll be like 75-80%.
To me, I'll be okay as long as you don't try to shoehorn in massive T'Challa moments to whoever your Black Panther is going to be going forward. just carve out new stories for that
Sure.
individual character. That's all I ask. But I think we're all very much excited to see where this movie goes. Did anybody else have any other crazy theories they were hearing or anything else that they took from? Oh, that is one thing I did want to see. I said it to Joel. I did want to apologize. I was thinking that scene in the water with the baby was something else, but that was because I was watching it on my phone and I couldn't see it clearly. When I put it on my TV, that was Namor being.
Yeah, I think that was Namor's word. Oh, I do remember you saying that. I do remember you saying that it was T'Challa's son.
Right.
I thought you were talking about the kid in the white, the kid in the all white that she was holding.
Yeah. No. I meant that because it didn't.
I mean, it could be.
It didn't come that far after opening it with Nakia, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I couldn't really see who the faces were underneath the water. I was watching it on my phone.
Still can't see.
Obviously, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know the baby is
the
Yeah, you know the baby's name. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you see that the baby's name because you see the wing, feet, and
you
know, which is awesome. That we already kind of knew because of the concept art, but well, he's gonna have his wing feet, which might be the mutation if they're gonna go mutation, right?
Well, I think they have to because he's not. You made everybody blue, and he's not blue.
But that means
you might be able to go.
He's also half. So
No, I know, but I'm saying you could say the reason why the skin never fully converted is that's part of the mutation, right? Because we don't know where they're going to go as far as is he the first mutant? Because you did show when he was a kid. Yeah. That looked to be an old-ass time. That doesn't look current.
No,
right?
It doesn't. It does look like...
So I'm like, how far are you going to go? But again, I don't know how comfortable I feel with just numerous mentions of mutations and mutants. Yeah. And I don't have a goddamn confirmation for my X-Men movie yet.
Oh, we'll get to
that. I was going to say,
Okay.
We'll get to that because there's a lot of holes in the schedule.
100%.
One of the ones I'm hearing is it might make you a little happy.
Okay, all right. We'll dig into that once we go through everything we know is happening, and then we'll go into the unknown. But go ahead, Joe.
One thing I wanted to point out was obviously if that's the case that she was giving birth to him underwater, she is not Atlantean by the looks of it, right?
Right.
So that changes too. What changes now? They struggle there. She in the comic books, she is Atlantean,
right?
So they might reverse it and make her his father Atlantean and the mother human.
Which is weird because she was under that water. It did not look like she had anything over her mouth. So I'm like, she's
right, but she's literally.
It was very shallow. They weren't far down.
They
were not
deep. Made it with the Atlantean king.
Yeah,
I'm sure they thought of something.
Yeah,
that is true.
Which makes it also different than Aquaman.
Yes, a lot different.
How that helps differentiate it.
I do love what Ryan Coogler did with the Atlanteans, that they have the mouthpiece that just fuels water. It fuels water so that they're constantly being able to breathe on land. Fucking
that
beautiful.
Cool.
I will say the one thing about Namor, I'm still having major issues with it. I'm sure I'll get over it at some point. I don't like that staff. I don't like the trident. I don't like it at all.
Really?
It's a spear.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
I like it too. I like it because
the look is so badass.
Yeah, it is.
The look of him, yes, 100%. But that I'm gonna have to get used to it. It's fine. I'm gonna just have to get used to it. That's it.
The thing is too, it's not Atlantis. Actually, the thing came out today. It's probably
Mine, right?
That's the wrong one, Jayla.
That's the culture. It's called Talokan, ruler of Talokan, an ancient civilization hidden in the depths of the ocean. It'll probably be referred to as Atlantis a lot because they're from underwater and shit. But it's going to be known as Talokan.
Oh, so I could see how this plays out. I could see that Namor and his people call it what you said, but Earth dwellers view it as Atlantis because they don't know anything else but Atlantis. I get it.
Because they only know of one city that will fall.
I completely get it.
But they're like, they keep calling us that.
I get it. So essentially, they'll utilize it as a joke the same way when what's his name found out about Icarus. They were just like, oh, the one that flew into the sun, and then he flies into the sun, and it's like, okay, I get it. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world. Okay, then I'm fine. I'm fine with it. But I do want that trident at some point. I don't give a fuck what you call this civilization. Get that shit at some point. And just make it look different. It does look different than Aquaman's, so just make it look different. Make it look different.
I can't wait to see what that city looks like.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I mean, just seeing him on that throne chair was just like
The megalodon mouth and shit.
Good. You look awesome.
Yeah.
You look
The
fucking
scene
awesome.
where he's in the water floating down.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is amazing.
Okay, so really quickly before we leave off Black Panther, I want everybody's one favorite scene, whether it was a visual or audio, whatever. Mine has to be seeing M'Baku leap at the
Ready to attack?
Atlanteans, and Namor's just standing there, just motionless. Like, that's supposed to fucking scare me? Like, what the
That was
fuck?
the best.
Like,
Yeah, well, they're
that
shooting
was just
down.
fun.
All the other Atlanteans are like running into the water. and
right,
he's
they're
just,
running into the water, and he's just like,
whatever. Like,
okay, this means nothing to me. I'm going to beat your ass as soon as you land. So I love it. Because you know that scene's going to turn into he grabs M'Baku by the throat. You know he's going to catch him.
Awesome,
You just
yeah.
know that's going to happen. And that's another thing I'm looking to see, what his abilities are. Do they kind of MCU it? Or do they kind of go more so to what we know? I don't have a problem either way. I'm just
I
curious
do.
to see.
I do. He
I
better
appreciate
fly.
what the MCU does. So because
I'm sorry. He better what?
Fly.
Okay. What were you saying, Joel?
we'll see.
what were you saying?
I mean, they gave him the wing feet.
Exactly. So I better see.
So you want him flying by his wing feet?
I don't care. Flight.
Little
Flight.
flick, 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 flick.
Like Icarus.
Um,
I was trying to say was I don't mind what the MCU has helped visualize for a lot of people what powers and abilities look like, because for the longest time you had to think about it in your head, what does it look like? It's just kind of whatever. So to see them bring it to life, I always appreciate. So like whatever they end up doing for Namor, I'm pretty sure it's gonna look good. But obviously he's very basic. He's just physically like superior than most people because he's not human,
right.
and he can fly. You know what I mean? It's really the only difference there, you know.
Yeah. So I'm just very curious how they pull that off. Joel, what was the standout scene for you out of this trailer?
That was a good one. The one you mentioned, that was really a good one. I also like the scene where you see him sitting down. It looks like, and he just looks up, just that serious face.
Oh, that's a good
one.
one.
Up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this the poise, is like
Sexy.
the utter badassness. It's like that comes out of him, and he's a dick. Like Namor's a dick. Can he nail the dick? that
is the important part. That is the important part. And Trevon, get your head out of the gutter. I already know where you were going with that. We just mean, can he be
That's
arrogant?
not what I meant.
Can he be
That's what I meant.
You just said, oh, he's sexy. And then Joel's like, can he be a dick? You're like, oh, whoa. Hold on now.
Can he be one? Does he have one?
Right. Shout out to JD. We love you, JD. We get Namora, mother of Namorita, in this trailer as well. I will never forget when I said those names. Some of y'all were like, are those real people? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? I thought you made it up. I was like, what? Interesting.
Yeah, they were not innovative with the names.
No.
They were like, you know what?
I mean, to be fair,
Namorita.
To be fair, they did go Aquaman, Aqualad.
They also
like...
comic books in general aren't really creative with the names.
Yeah, especially back in the day.
But his name is Arthur, so like.
His actual name,
you know,
his superhero name is Aquaman. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, look, some people, but some people called him Submariner.
Exactly, he's a submariner. That's not much better.
No,
not at all. No. But look, we should just be glad that it's Namora, right?
He was introduced. Ryan
Could you imagine if it was Submarina, Submarita, and Submarina? That would be horrible, right?
I would not be surprised if that was definitely thrown out there.
Wow.
Submarina.
Submarina, and they were just all right, yeah, you're fired. Yeah, you can't do that. What were you gonna say, Joel?
I said he was introduced by Ryan Coogler as Namor, the Submariner.
Right.
I don't know if we'll ever hear his actual last name. His last name in the comic books is Mackenzie.
No.
That's definitely, they're gonna change that.
Again, you know why it might be really? It's not gonna be that if his father's actually Atlantean or whatever the fuck he is.
Mm-hmm.
His name's definitely not Mackenzie. So
not at all.
No.
Which also, Namor McKenzie is horrible.
That was the father's name.
That's so bad.
Especially with you going as deep culturally as you are here.
Yeah.
That's the last name you went with?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
His mother, Mexican. Not happening.
Oh man, yeah, don't fuck that up. But I am very much excited for seeing the culture of Namor's world, right?
Yes,
like just
100%.
seeing the culture of that, right? Because you saw Wakanda, and you're like, well, if Ryan could do that with Wakanda, what can he do now with shifting the race of Namor, right? And making it something you could argue way more exotic, right? Just looking at how he looks, you're just like, that's exotic as fuck. The first thing I thought was, what was that animated movie, The Road to El Dorado? That's the first thing I thought when I saw Namor. I was just like, yes.
I think it's similar culture. So
I do. I think so too. That's why this is the first thing I thought, and I was just like, yeah, this fucking works. But Didge, what scene stood out to you the most out of this trailer?
It's two that were right back to back. It's the one right after the From Ryan Coogler title card, and you turn around, you just see him in full tribal garb.
Whoa.
And like that's when you see him for the first time, just full body. And it, like he already looked menacing. And then right after it, when you just see all of them, they're basically pulling up on humpback whales, ready to fight.
Yes. Yep.
And I was like, this is how, again, you know they're ready for business.
Yep.
Those are
Yep.
big fucking wheels.
Right.
I mean, and look, and again, I'm not pitting in anything against each other, but I remember seeing what James Wan was able to do with Aquaman, and how when you got to that big sea fight, you were just like, holy fuck, this doesn't look cheap. And now you switch over to Namor in Wakanda Forever, and you're just like, this might be really massive. And Aquaman was massive. This might be even
Their
more
underwater
massive.
scenes look really
Like,
good. Like,
and you know, it's the crazy part. And this isn't a knock at all. This is actually a compliment to both. But what James Wan was able to do was make it look more comic book, right? What Ryan Coogler is doing makes it look more like what would happen if this shit was real. Like if you went outside and Namor just popped up and was like, "The fuck is Wakanda? We're looking for it, right? Like, where's your map?"
I do love the way he starts walking onto the fucking surface.
Right.
Like, just like, I'm badass. Like, in the transition from when he's a child to
yes.
I mean, the same shot from behind. I'm like, that's dope.
Yep. There's some very beautiful shots, and it looks like a lot of those beautiful shots are very Namor. Like, it looks like if
That's
I'm the
true.
rest of that cast, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I was here for the last movie. Where the fuck are my shots? Like, it's like, sorry, this is all Namor. This is Namor's movie. Sorry. It looks like Ryan Coogler is doing with Namor what we always joke Guggenheim did with Arrow. He clearly always wanted to make a Namor movie. And it looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks like it fully.
Yeah. Can't promote the
but,
Black Panther. Might as well promote the next biggest character.
Right. He was just like, yeah, can I get Namor? They're like, no, they won't let you do it separately. All right, fuck it. I'll just make a Wakanda Forever movie, and it's just a Namor intro. It's fine. No problem. No biggie. I'll just shoehorn him right in. But Trevon, what scene stood out to you the most out of this trailer?
I think it's I wonder if it's the one where they're all like holding their hands up, like something's happening where they're just like, okay, shit, you got it. Like, I don't like, is that part where she's giving her speech, but obviously that's not when that's happening. That part where all of them look kind of shook. And I was I'm like, is that where? Cause I'm wondering if that's the same part where Namor is like, shut up. Like, I'm looking up like, be quiet. Yeah. Yes, I just fucked your shit up. Shush. Maybe. And I just wonder if that's the part, because they just like, you got it. Like, I want to know, like, I can't wait to see that. To understand what's happening right there. Like, her speech is going across it. But I'm like, that ain't what happened right here. Her speech ain't doing that. What is that? What is them going like this? Like, Namor just came in there and like showed off. And they were like, oh, shit.
I actually was having this conversation with Joel based off of the figures that they just released for this movie. The figure that they released of Nakia, she looks to be in like how the trailer starts, that gear that she's in. Yeah. So I took it more so as they're gonna dive deeper into how she is a spy, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, she very likely could have put on that to blend in with the Atlanteans, right? And she could have gone down there to make a plea for Wakanda, and Namor's telling her, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. enough. No, I'm killing everybody. Sorry. Go back, prepare for war. It's happening. Like,
Speaking of
nothing
the
you can do.
figures, one of those interested me. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. The Hatu, the Hatu. I can't pronounce the Z word, but that one, the white, the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You see all of them?
Uh-huh.
That interested me. To actually, because we saw nothing of that in the trailer. And here, Jayla, I'll send a picture that way you can put it up. Because Trevon, I don't know if you saw the figures.
Mm-mm. The only one that really
trust me,
was the Ironheart ones that I saw.
Trust me, the first thing I did was text Joel and went, "This is intriguing."
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like,
intriguing.
we saw nothing of that in the trailer.
Right. While Jayla brings that
person?
up, hold on. Let's bring up JD's comment. The Atlanteans using whale riding and other biological elements is a great contrast to the high tech of Wakanda. I agree, and that's why I thought. And again, not comparing, but that's why I thought Aquaman didn't do enough of. It seemed like on land, tech.
Yeah.
Down below, tech. And it's just like, well, you should kind of use more so to what you should be doing a lot more, which is like
My man
sea
wrote his
creatures.
damn
I don't remember
shit.
this tech.
I was happy.
Aquaman
Their
like
weapons.
that.
Their weapons were tech.
Yeah, their weapons were definitely high tech. You remember that's how Black Manta got his stuff.
Those fuckers, they had fucking.
But they still were riding on animals, or
Because some of their people
No.
can't.
We're just saying when you look at Namor and his tribe, they're more tribal, right? And it's a true contrast to Wakanda, who purely depends on technology. That's what we're trying to say is the difference. And Aquaman, it just felt like land tech, sea tech. It's just like, well, it's just a tech off, right? That did then go into, all right, here's sea creatures. Again, it's not a knock. I'm just saying to JD's point, that is the truest contrast. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Didge.
No, I was just gonna say this figure. It just interested me because it was something. I knew about them, but with T'Challa being gone, I felt like the biggest part of their story is over.
Now, I'll say this. Joel made a great point, as he always does. Whenever Marvel Legends releases a wave of figures based off of a movie, there are usually 4 figures out of the 6 that are tied into the movie, and 2 have nothing to do with the movie whatsoever.
So then that would probably
they're tied into the lore of the character, just has nothing to do with the movie. For example, when the No Way Home figures came out, Merlin was in that line of figures along with Screech. Or no, I'm sorry. What is her name? Shriek. Thank you. And neither one of those characters were in the MCU, and they were never going to be.
So then that would make sense to the other Black Panther figure then.
Right.
It's the old school Black Panther and the White Wolf.
Right.
I think for me with this movie, I'm not going to, because I know the comparisons of Aquaman and this are going to be immediate. But for me, I got to see how they talk underwater. I got to see how much underwater stuff we actually get before I do that.
How the
Because
Atlanteans
Aquaman was
talk
fucking
underwater,
great.
How the Atlanteans talk
Aquaman
underwater for Aquaman changed from Justice League to the actual
I know.
Aquaman movie.
I'm comparing. I know. I let that go. I know.
So I'm pretty sure Black Panther will look at that and they'll just nail it first go around. Like, well,
we hope so.
This.
We'll see.
Again, my faith is in Ryan Coogler and the phenomenal job he did with the source material in the first one. So I'm like, I feel as though he'll keep it very close to what the character should be in this. And again, to your point, did you notice? You didn't hear any of them talking.
I know. That's why I was waiting. I was waiting for him to talk.
To me, I think that's supposed to be a big deal when the movie comes, right? I think by the next trailer they will talk. You're not going to hold off your possible big bad never talking in any of your trailers. That'd be stupid. So I think they'll talk.
If he continues to look menacing like he did, it might work.
I mean, shit. I mean, watching the show that Joel's got me watching, The Dragon Prince, they had a character that just uses sign language, and they don't even put subtitles, and I love it because she's a badass. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just learn sign language. Fuck it. I'll conform to her. So it's like, if he doesn't want to talk and he just makes us interpret, fuck it. I'll just learn how to interpret. But all right, let's move on. Let's move on to something else that really got fans talking. Another trailer. I want us to focus on the trailers first, and then the things that we didn't have footage to. Which, by the way, James Gunn, stop talking out of both sides of your mouth. I watched an interview where James Gunn went, shit, if I could show you guys a trailer, I'd show it to you right now. And then another interview, he goes, "It's not ready yet, and I don't just want to show you things that aren't fully done." And it's like, well, the fuck? How far apart were these two statements?
He just don't want to get ate up. It's okay.
Did you say 8 out?
Ate up.
Ate
Oh.
up.
Your mind just went to the
That
gutter.
was not me.
'Cause I clearly heard.
I said 8
I
up.
thought you said 8 out.
See?
Let me
And that
see.
was you.
Can't wait for Black Panther 2. Does Shuri wearing white signify mourning Black Panther or a wedding to a future king M'Baku? It's definitely a funeral because
it's a
she did
funeral.
not look, and they don't have the custom of you have to marry into it.
Well, what is
Or at
it?
least, no, I'm sorry. Here you go, Joel.
And white is the color of mourning in a lot of African cultures.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the wedding. Well, basically, you saw her holding the helmet next to Ramonda.
You mean funeral?
That's what I meant. Funeral.
Yeah, funeral.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I was watching.
Well, I don't think it's a wedding. I think it's a
No.
funeral.
And I don't think they have
She looks very
old
depressed.
customs. I don't think they have old customs of, well, there's no male, so you got to marry a male. Like I don't think because she states it by saying I'm the queen of Wakanda. She wasn't looking for a king to replace anything, right? She was just I'm the queen. Fuck it, we had a queen now.
Oh,
no queen. Go ahead, Trevon.
What was I watching? New Rock Star or something? They mentioned that at the beginning of Black Panther, Shuri and her mom were both wearing white when he came home after
The
Yeah.
dad's passed.
T'Chaka had passed. Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that must be So it's morning.
All right, so
White.
let's get into this other trailer, She-Hulk.
Oh.
This one,
Woo.
for reasons very obvious, had a lot of people talking. And by the way, people keep saying they called the number and it's nothing. My question to them would be, why are you calling the number?
I did call it. It was something at first. It was.
It was? What was
Yeah.
it?
It was like a voicemail of her, like God, it was like them just being funny. It was just like a joke. It wasn't like you can't really do anything.
Well, no, I didn't
yeah.
assume she would come
Yeah,
save
it
you.
was, yeah.
People were saying there was nothing. You called the number and there was literally.
I think
nothing.
you would say something like I need help or something, but of course nothing will actually happen. But yeah.
I mean, I tell you this right now. She-Hulk show up at my door. We got a whole different conversation to have. like, why are you the real one that showed up at my door? Where's Matt? Matt's the lawyer I'm looking for. I don't need you. But no, I very much enjoyed this trailer. I love that. I love Bruce going, jealousy. Is that what I'm feeling? Is that what this is? Is that jealousy? Like, am I jealous of you? And I loved, because this is one thing I was very much looking forward to. I love how he's like, if you want to go back to your lawyer friends, it's fine. I understand. It's okay. And then she looks at us and she's like, he doesn't mean it. And then she looks back like, wait a minute, am I talking to you guys? Like, I really love that. I thought that was awesome.
The number still works, by the way. The number
still works. You just called it?
Yeah. Yeah, it still works.
I'm gonna mute myself and try it
It
too.
still
Hold
works.
up.
You better stop fucking with She-Hulk before she show up. Show up
It
like
still
Candyman. But I very much enjoyed this trailer, and I'm shocked. I did not think they would jump out this early. Or I'm sorry, I didn't think they would show it in the trailers at all. Wong. I thought that would kind of be like a fun surprise. You tune in and you're just, oh shit, Wong. So that's very interesting. Apparently he's preparing for a higher scale of war. Because the way he was talking to her was just like, hey, some shit might be going down soon. I'm recruiting. Like, that's what it seems like. He's the new Nick Fury. Wong is just recruiting motherfuckers.
My thing with She-Hulk is, where do you think it takes place?
What do you mean, time-wise?
Time-wise.
I'm assuming it has to be right around the time of Shang-Chi.
I thought it was during the
before
5 years.
Shang-Chi.
I thought it was during the 5 years.
I thought
That's
so.
what I think.
The only reason is because, they got to explain what happened to fucking Hulk's arm. Why is it not damaged?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I forgot about his arm. Yeah, you make a great point. I forgot about his arm completely.
That's my biggest one. And
Forgot
like
about
the whole Wong being coming
his
in.
arm is fine
that'll
in this trailer,
explain
isn't it?
the Yeah, it is fine. That's
So
why
this is after Shang-Chi. Well, it can't be after Shang-Chi. You
It'd
already
be
had
during the
Abomination.
it would be before Endgame. You
Right.
would assume.
Hmm?
Unless,
No, you guys are right.
unless they explain it away, that his arm is healed and shit.
That'd be really weird because the last time we saw him, he had it in a sling.
Right.
So I'm like, if he's just like this, I'm like, well, that's
Well, no, I'm saying it
That's
doesn't doesn't make sense because she doesn't have Abomination yet. Wong doesn't.
What?
He had Abomination in
no.
Shang-Chi.
Time out. No. Remember, we don't know how long he's been working with
Yeah.
Yablonsky. We have no idea. There was no context to that. We
He
saw
was
them
just out
fight,
the cage walking
and we
around.
saw him go.
Like,
No, but
No.
hear me. Nobody at any point in that scene said like, "Yeah, I've been working with Abomination for 4 years." Like, we have no idea. We have no idea how
And when
long
we saw
that's
him
been a
get
thing.
put back, it looked just like where he's at. When we see
Right.
him.
Right.
Okay.
Which is also weird because it seems like they built that more recently, and she's the first of that division. So again, it's Marvel, and they tend to do shit like that. That's a little bit confusing, but it kind of fizzles its way out once you watch it. But of course, this trailer with all the really cool shit of She-Hulk was trumped by the sexiest motherfucker on the streets, and that was Daredevil. I cannot wait to see. Didge, you are alone in that feeling. I cannot wait to see the context of why these two are meeting. I can understand Matt and Jennifer. Is it Jennifer or Jessica? Jennifer, right? Jennifer. I can understand those two meeting, lawyer to lawyer. But hero to hero, I'm very curious. Very curious.
Hero.
I cannot wait. Let's see here. Shout out to Mike, newest member of the Geek Vibes Nation family. Before
Whoa.
Shang-Chi, after Endgame, in my opinion.
That makes sense.
After Endgame?
No.
Again.
They got to be.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I
Maybe
don't know why I
You're
thought he was
thinking
talking.
before.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
After Infinity War.
After Infinity
Yeah.
War, that's what I'm thinking he's
Makes sense.
talking about. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense to me.
But I will say this: if what he's trying to say is some of this might take place before and some of this might
Maybe.
take place after,
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
get
true.
that. Yeah, I get that.
That we can't confirm nor deny.
Right. Because I'm like, again, it's going to be really interesting. Because again, with you introducing all these characters that we knew of but had nothing to do with the MCU at the time. Because now, if this takes place after, I would like to hear if Matt Murdock was blipped. Were you blipped? Were you here the whole time? You know what I'm saying?
Where you
And
been at,
seeing
Matt?
him, I do want to hear that. I allowed you to bypass it in Spider-Man because it was just a brief cameo. But this looks like he might be in an episode or two. So I'm like, if you're here, I'd like to know where the fuck have you been?
And they fucking did it, guys. The red and yellow suit.
And it
We heard
blended
about it.
so well.
We heard about it,
Yeah.
and they fucking did it. And they're like, oh, wow.
Now, again, not a fan of the armor, but that color scheme in the light when he jumped, I was like, they did it. And then he landed, and I saw the armor, and I said,
Because it
No.
looks a lot like the Netflix suit.
yes. And I did not like that. I did not like that at all.
But you got to remember, it's all leading into his own show. Which apparently Kevin Feige, the reason he doesn't have a logo is because he's going to earn it in his own show.
Ooh.
So we'll see.
Because remember, I don't think he had a name. Did he have a name in the Netflix
what is
universe?
this thing
Did they
called?
call him Daredevil?
They basically call
Yeah.
him the Devils of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, they just call him the
Lot
Devil
more.
of Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, I don't think they call him Daredevil. But Trevon, I'll start off with you, man.
My mic is going crazy here. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh
What
my
is
goodness.
going on there, Didge?
You and Trevon just trading off mic issues? That's what
I have
happened?
no idea what's going on with it.
But Trevon, I'll start off with you. What were your thoughts on this newest trailer for She-Hulk? And are you excited knowing that this is only, 2.5 weeks away, if that? Oh, damn, Didge.
Oh.
Sorry, I told you I don't know.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna stop.
Your mic is just like, y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm just very curious because I wish I wasn't like this, but I can't help analyze the timeline. It's just really hard when I watch this stuff. It's just like, when does this shit happen? Like,
That's a fair question, though.
Like, a lot of this stuff is like at this point I'm getting starting to get confused. Like,
What? Get this man a new mic. I can tell you when most of this takes place. She-Hulk, I'm assuming it takes place during the blip, but everything else, I know more or less where it takes place.
But again, I do want to state
If you
Trayvon's
have
not
questions.
wrong in the feeling of Marvel sometimes makes it to where you need a Joel to fill in those blanks. It doesn't always just here's where it takes place.
I'm honored.
So I am with you, Trayvon, because sometimes I do be like, when the fuck? And that's why I say I don't like when you skip time, right? Like when you skip time and time is a big thing, right? Because now you're just like, well, now I need to know what half of these people I haven't seen have done in the absence of that time.
I guess for me, the one that really bothers me the most, I guess, is Eternals. That's the only one that like the rest of them I can kind of like.
Well, we know the exact time for Eternals.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like the aftermath of it,
because they have not announced any of that.
Nobody's addressed it.
There's
a thing in the ocean, like
yeah, but that's in the ocean, thing, like the Antarctic.
A big ass thing was in the sky, open and like a black hole,
and nobody said anything about that.
Like,
since.
It's
you know what?
Like,
I guarantee you that'll be brought up in Antman in the Wasp Quantumania. If you think
thing.
That's not on Scott's podcast, or
Fair.
Luis isn't out here talking about it, you got another thing coming. It'll probably be in that. But no, I don't disagree with it. But I will say the movies right after it, you could make an argument that the scenarios they were dealing with were a lot. And I'm not saying that it couldn't just been something you heard on the news or something. I'm not arguing that. But as far as the characters themselves talking about it, each movie since Eternals has been so massive, right? That it's like, well, they don't really have time to think or really talk about it. But it could have been a news story like someone heard on the news or something. I won't argue that.
It could have been on the news.
I won't argue that.
Yeah, they could have did that. But like afterwards, like right after specifically Eternals, is the Spider-Man movies, Far From Home and No Way Home and Hawkeye. And like obviously that
WandaVision.
They were moving. Yes, no, WandaVision was before.
Right behind it. We know
WandaVision was right after it.
Right after Eternals. Yeah, well, technically Eternals would be first. They said it was 7 days after the snap.
Then it would.
But how long was WandaVision after Endgame?
I thought it was at least a
WandaVision was a
couple weeks after.
Yeah, I'd say a couple weeks. It wasn't like it was directly.
Yeah, we know why it wasn't mentioned in WandaVision.
Well,
she's creating a whole new reality of her own.
Well, yeah, she's somewhere else in her own world, literally.
Yeah.
So
we get that, but that's what I'm saying. The stories have been so massive.
That's the only. I told you, Eternals is the only one that bothers me because it's like too many things y'all just ignoring. Like that. That's the only one.
The fact that nobody has brought up about everything that's in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Eternals takes place after Shang-Chi, before Hawkeye, which is exactly where I have it.
Right. But you know what, guys? You know what? You know when it'll be answered? Trayvon, I got you. It'll be answered when Namor goes, I was swimming one day, and what the fuck? Like, what? Huh?
Yeah, I will always say also, it wasn't in the Antarctic. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is there. I know. I'm not saying they shouldn't like talk about it, but it's so far away removed from everything that's living. You know what I mean? That's
the tremor.
Way.
But the tremor, like when it was like the tremor under the ocean,
I can imagine that's an issue. Yes, I'm not saying that's not a problem.
No, I'm saying when they said that, we had no idea about Eternal at the time. That could be a possibility.
And Arishem showing
what it was.
That would definitely leave a mark on people.
Yeah.
Let's see real quick. Pitch. Daredevil was blipped during that time. Kingpin takes over, and Matt has taken down Fisk at the height of his power. He deals a decent blow on Born Again, but he'll have to team up with Spider-Man.
We will talk about that soon.
I think that is definitely setting up for possible heartbreak. I think we could maybe see it the other way around, where Daredevil teams up with Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movie. I don't know how. I won't say realistic because we've seen crazier things happen, but I don't know if you can get Sony to sign off on putting Spider-Man in Daredevil, but you damn sure could put Daredevil in Spider-Man. That's the one problem.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, because Sony's gonna go. Hey, on the bingo card, this counts as one of your times. All right, we agreed on a certain amount.
That's true.
This is one of them. You don't get an Avengers movie. Remember, you got 2. You want this to count? All right, then, fuck off. That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's why I was telling Joel I would love for a Spider-Man movie to be influenced by the events of things Kingpin is doing to the overall New York City, right? To where it has an effect. He's not the main villain, but you feel the impact of Kingpin, and that he has to rely on Daredevil's help to stop whatever's going on that has something to do with Kingpin that'll bleed into a Daredevil series.
Spikey didn't mention that. He mentioned Spider-Man within that. He was talking about the street level thing. He said, I was like, oh, he actually said it. Interesting. Together. I was like, huh.
But time out. How he said it, now that he's come back to becoming
Yeah.
a street level hero, right? That was him essentially saying, we let him do all the crazy, wild, space, galactic, weird, crazy shit. Now we need to come back to where we were, which
Grounded.
is he's on the ground.
Yeah,
As
and
he
now-
said.
And in
He said
Manhattan,
that's what he wanted to
And
be.
no friends.
Yep.
No family.
it'll start him from scratch.
Awful.
Poor.
Not awful. That's usually Peter. You're describing Peter Parker,
It's
Trevon.
very
He
sad.
has nothing. He,
I mean,
He
it's
usually
bad for
describes-
him. I'm assuming he's
he usually at least has a little something. He has absolutely nothing now.
Yeah, he has to start from scratch.
I mean,
Don't even have Tony Stark money. Wow.
Nobody has that kind of money.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm sure he
that's
had some kind of
half the
access
MCU's
to it
problem.
before. I'm sure he had some kind of access.
I like the idea of him having to start from scratch and having to figure out ways to get paid, and make the rent.
I would die. Nope, kill me.
I mean, I got powers. I'll figure something out.
Trayvon, if you're telling me I went from having a
some
billionaire
money.
best friend to broke, but I'm fucking Spider-Man, I'd be okay. Like the worst part
I'm
would be
gonna
I'm
be-
broke.
because I'm breaking into
You
a
feeling
bank.
some type of way though. You
I'm
are
breaking
feeling
into a
some type
bank
of way.
then.
Yeah, you had access to money. Now it's
You
gone.
say that, but then as I swing through New York, I'm pretty okay.
I-
I'm pretty
Swinging and broke. No,
Swinging and broke
Hey,
is better than
no.
That is Spider-Man.
no.
all
That's
right?
what I'm
Swinging and
saying.
I
broke
need some
is
money.
Spider-Man.
that's Spider-Man.
I need some
Because
money.
there's no worse feeling than sitting on your couch broke. But at least I can swing through the city and lift a
I'm
car.
sorry. I couldn't be swinging and delivering pizzas. I'm sorry.
That's what he did.
I'm
He gotta
saving
make
y'all
money,
on
bro.
swinging pizzas. Somebody gonna pay me.
Hey, you job shaming, Trayvon?
Somebody gonna pay me.
You job
If I am
shaming, Peter
saving
Parker?
this city, somebody give me some money. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna be
You
right
are-
here broke.
You are
Okay.
eliminating what makes Peter Parker Peter Parker. He's supposed to be the everyday guy.
This is why I couldn't
right?
be it. I couldn't be me.
Good.
I get it.
That's
Needing
what
to
I'm
be the hero
saying.
for hire. I
Could be
understand
me.
it.
Yes, we know the line. We know
And
the line.
no money. And no money. Added in and no money.
You got to stop saying no money. He always had no money. It was the very brief period he had access to tech. You keep saying it.
He
Tony
had
said,
access to money. He could have called Happy like, yo, I want this
no,
PlayStation.
that's not how that
And
works.
Happy,
could've did.
Happy was
He
a
could've
Aunt May.
did.
Happy was
could've
definitely
did.
giving him some money.
No.
did.
Time out. I think you guys are viewing this differently. Happy would have given May money. He was not going right up to Peter and going, here's $50,000. No, hell no. He would do it for May, not for Peter. Y'all are wild. But Trayvon,
I mean,
we
I
were
sold
going
them damn
into
glasses.
it.
money too. but
Sold them damn glasses.
Beside the
and
point.
shit.
Sold them damn glasses. Look what
So
happened
what
when
a-
he just gave them away. The world almost ended.
He a fool. I'm telling you.
Okay. Anyway, what else stood out to you about the She-Hulk trailer? Goodness gracious! Don't let Trayvon get powers.
Are you
But
asking me?
Trayvon-
Or,
No, I was asking Trayvon, but Trayvon would be the
Now, what'd you say?
definition
What'd you
of
say? What'd you say?
with great power comes great responsibility. He's like, yeah, fuck all that, Uncle Ben. Money. I'm gonna use
Yes.
this shit for money. But no, walk me through your thoughts on that She-Hulk trailer and what stood out to you.
Stood out to me. I'm actually really curious to see how this lawyering gonna go with the superheroes. Like, what kind of case you see fighting for him? Like the fact that they brought her in just to be his lawyer, it really sucks to me. I was like, that kind of sucks since he tried to kill your cousin. I like that they did that too. I like that they brought that up, although I don't count those movies. But anyway,
You have to stop saying that. You keep speaking out of both sides. You keep acknowledging that it is, and then saying that you don't think it is. You
Wait, what?
know it is.
if
No,
I
I
watch the
don't.
MCU, I do not watch those movies. I'm just
He
telling
keeps,
you. That's how it is.
Trayvon keeps thinking the Incredible Hulk is not
I
part
don't
of
watch
the
him.
MCU.
It's
I don't
one
watch
movie, not movies.
I don't watch it. Well, I don't
And
watch
of
it.
course it's canon because I
know.
it's canon.
I know
You
it's
keep
canon. Y'all
seeing
may have to watch it.
everything leak from it.
That's
Oh
a
no,
good
that's
movie.
fine. You don't have to watch it, but you got to stop trying to establish that it's not canon. Like it's canon. You don't have to watch it, but it's canon. I don't know. What do you not like the movie?
No.
I don't.
You don't like
You don't like the
Incredible
Incredible Hulk?
No, I did not like it. It was.
Hulk? No, that was good. No,
Absolutely
no.
not.
I didn't
Absolutely
like-
not.
I didn't like either of them. And I'm
Exactly.
glad. I'm
Me
glad
neither.
there's only one that they tried to make. Like I'm up for another Hulk movie, but they're 0 for 2 right now.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah, I
agree.
can't say you're
I
0 for
agree.
2 when the first one was the biggest, most egregious storytelling of the Hulk. That shit is just like a stain. And the second one was nowhere near that. Even if you thought it was bad, it wasn't Ang Lee bad.
No, it was
That
better.
shit
It was
was
definitely better than
atrocious.
that one, but it was still just not good to me.
What didn't you like about it? Just curious. Not that I want to spend a lot of time.
I don't know. I never could get into it. It didn't feel like a Hulk movie. I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
I was bored.
To be fair, I also haven't seen it
How are
probably
you
since
bored?
it came out.
Bored that I could get past. I'm still on Didge say it didn't feel like a Hulk movie.
It didn't, not to me. It just felt like you just threw some shit together here, huh?
What? You guys might have to rewatch that movie.
Okay.
I don't want to
Because
do that.
I would make an argument. I can make an argument. This is just how Juwaan feels. I'd make an argument that is the closest in the MCU so far.
And that's also
to how
they've
the
also
Hulk
done
should
him.
be.
They've also done Hulk a very big injustice.
I would agree. But
So,
to me,
it-
seeing the Hulk take a car and make it like fucking gloves and fighting with it, strangling out Abomination, like there was so many dope Hulk things.
I also wasn't a fan of Edward Norton as a Hulk. Like it just, I also haven't seen it since. Also haven't seen it since 2008. Maybe I should watch it again. We'll see how it feels.
Oh my god!
Yes!
I thrive
What?
off of negativity.
It just.
What?
I was so disgusted by it the first time. I was like, I'm never
I'm
gonna watch
loving
this
it.
again. And then
Wow.
every time, I just never
I
watched
watched it at least once a year since it's been.
Ooh, that's
Damn.
rough.
I will say,
I
y'all
watched them
shocked
all.
me. Because the verbiage you give for the Incredible Hulk is the verbiage like I'd understand if you're like, man, that Ben
Batman and
Affleck
Robin.
Daredevil.
You know that we're
Oh,
talking.
I hated that movie.
Like
But again-
or yes, Batman and Robin. Yeah,
Yeah.
either one of those I can
That makes
understand.
more sense.
I
yeah.
hated.
Mike, what is up
hated
with
the
you, man?
Daredevil movie.
Mike always
Shots
wants to
can be
watch
taken both
terrible
sides.
movies.
We are rewatching Incredible Hulk next
Ugh.
week. Yes,
Let's
we
go.
are. It will be a
Ugh.
watch along. Yes, we
Ugh.
will.
Oh,
Yes.
you guys are
And
getting
you know what,
some
Didge?
count
I
like
don't
this.
remember what it was.
And you know what, Didge? I want you on each scene to point out what you didn't like from each scene. Each scene as we go. This and that. So then we can go, Didge, you're wild.
Well, see, you got to also remember that was 16 years ago. Oh,
Yeah, I
14
know.
years ago. 14
You
years
should
ago.
definitely update yourself for sure. 100%.
I was 16 years old watching that movie, and I was. this
Damn,
is not for
you
me.
know, 16-year-olds are very pessimistic people. I know.
No, hold on, time out. You can't loop that in. I'm only a few years younger than Didge, if that. I might have been the same age when that shit came out, and I loved it. Don't put that on 16-year-olds.
16-year-olds,
Put that shit on him.
The right movie.
Let's see. Before I go back to you, Trevon, Hulk vs. Abomination is in my top 10 favorite fights in the MCU, for damn sure. For damn sure. That
Yeah,
shit
that
was
was
a
cool fight.
beauty.
Now,
that
did
shit was
Abomination look good? Debatable.
100%. Yeah,
The fight was awesome.
yeah, 100%. Trevon, I still can't get over it. You do know they mentioned the super soldier serum in that movie. But anyway, anyway.
That was the first peak of like seeing
I
a super
know.
soldier in action.
Right, before Captain America.
Right.
Right.
I watched that with like, oh shit, so this is kind of what it might look like. I was like, watching it. It's awesome.
Beautiful.
Hulk
But
versus the
again,
Army, that was dope too.
yes, it was. And then using the Hulk clap.
Yeah.
Fucking love that.
The first
man.
time we see those sonic weapons.
Yes, that we now
Now
see a
that
lot.
everyone fucking uses them.
Yep. But what else from the She-Hulk trailer stood out to you, Trevon?
It's cool to see Wong. Cool to see
Wow.
Daredevil. I really like that Hulk is jealous of her because she has already mastered the skills that he took so long to master. I love that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Curious if she's gonna get stuck like that or
Well,
can
no,
she keep changing.
You
like
saw
she
it.
was
That's how
doing
the that's how the trailer started.
Well, she was still changing. Like she was like, I don't want to mess up my outfit, and she changed her.
No.
and-
How it literally
Hugh.
started. She was in human form. Then he blew the horn.
Yeah.
And she turned into She-Hulk. So
Yeah,
in the
that's what I'm
comics,
saying,
essentially,
yeah.
she just stays She-Hulk.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
that's just a
like
vow.
on purpose. On
Yeah,
purpose.
on purpose.
Oh,
yeah.
on purpose. Okay.
Because again,
I thought
she's
she gets
trying.
stuck that way or something.
No,
Okay,
so
okay.
she's trying. The whole point is to defend superheroes. So she wants to kind of look the part, right? She wants to kind of show I'm
I'm just
people.
like you.
I'm just
Yeah.
like you, essentially.
Yeah.
So, but in the MCU, I could see her just choosing to go back and forth like Banner does, you know.
Yeah.
But it's in way more control than
and cost
Banner.
effective.
Definitely
Sure.
cost effective.
That
um,
would be the key word here.
I mean, shit.
Uh,
Bruce might even go back to that. They might
well,
even.
we
Hey,
saw it.
Well, we know he's going back.
Post credits.
this
Yeah.
is expensive.
So
This is
Yeah.
expensive.
And
You
look,
might have to be
fucking
Bruce.
Abomination went back. Huh?
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And the way he transformed was very much just like, you can't do that.
He
But
was
okay.
huge.
Like, Abomination
Also.
never does that in the comics.
Abomination,
And I'm
I
like,
think, was
okay.
bigger than
He
Hulk.
can now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The MCU will flip some shit. They'll flip some
They
shit.
said, "Look, this is a
It's
TV show. You're
All
joining.
Right. You are talking budgets
You
here.
are going back.
I wonder if they explain why he looks so much better now. Did he evolve into that? like what happened?
They're like, hey, he blipped and came back beautiful, and it's like, all right, I accept it. Sure, fuck it.
They're like, look, be happy he's here.
Yeah, that's also
Like,
another thing. Sure.
You know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just want to see where this show goes. Like, how does it work for her being a lawyer to these? Looks like one that had magic or can change. I don't know. The one that whatever the gavel or whatever died. I was like, well, look, what is this? Like, who is that?
Oh,
I know
they
I
are
heard
the Joel. It's the team that I've been asking for fucking forever. The Wrecking Crew.
I'm talking about the one that was like in the courtroom or something.
I think they will
changed
be
their
the
appearance. The one that changed.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I know
ooh, what's that?
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just curious to see where this goes, and I am hoping, everybody talking about the PI or whatever. Please, bring my girl in. You got Daredevil, bring my girl. Come on now, call Jessica, call her. Please bring her here, please.
She may.
We'll get there.
But I will say this: the only reason, Trevon, why you might have to put that on
It's already
hold,
too much in this show.
No, because the rumor of Echo was that Matt was looking for Jessica. But if Jessica's right there in the fucking city, how hard are you looking? Like, how hard are you looking?
That's a fair question.
And again, it comes down to where these things take place timeline wise. So that's a whole nother conversation.
I also want
if
to
they're
say,
supposed to line up, then yeah, I don't think she'll be here.
I know he feels great. He's in everything. Like
Matt?
Yeah, like
well, you got to remember. Do you remember what
18 episodes? Like, wow.
Do you remember what he said when the show first got canceled? He was saying that he missed out on a lot of roles, waiting out to see if this would come back, right? So it's like Kevin must have heard that and said, you know what, I'm gonna overcompensate. You're in everything, and he's like, okay, that's great, and your own show, we're breaking the mold, and he's like, oh, 10 episodes? No. 18. And he's like, okay, yeah, that's worth it, sure. Hell yeah. Because I can tell you right now, with these 4 projects, he's getting paid way more than any of those jobs he passed up on.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you that.
I'm very proud to see him doing well. Daredevil.
Can't wait to rewatch this show.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I don't need any excuse to rewatch that fucking show.
Actually, I need to rewatch it. God, now.
Now, to pass to the person who's throwing up in their mouth at the thought of rewatching that show, Didge, what did you think of this She-Hulk trailer? What stood out to you?
The thing that stood out the most to me is that this is going to be a real life comedy. Like, that's the most interesting thing of it. Is like, I want to see how they tackle it being a full-fledged comedy show. Like, it's the 30-minute sitcom, and I love 30-minute sitcoms, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I guess Daredevil will be in it. That's okay. I guess that means almost nothing to me.
He will change your mind in the MCU. I guarantee
to the world. So,
it just I don't know.
It only matters your opinion to every. No, I'm playing.
He can see, Mike. Don't say that. He can see.
I just saw that comment too, and that was hilarious.
He can see.
What is it?
He can't see.
Yeah, don't confuse it with the other one. No, but I mean,
it's gonna be good.
No, go ahead.
I think it's gonna be a good series. I'm interested in seeing it. I'm glad they cleaned up the CGI. That was good.
It still feels like it lags a little bit. Like when
it does.
When you hear the audio and then her mouth moves, it still lags a little bit.
It is.
Yeah.
But again, it's
not
out
as bad
soon,
as that first one.
So no, not at all. Hopefully they have cleaned that completely up, because that's glaring. To look at someone's mouth and it's like an old school kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, all right, well, this is not lining up. Maybe just
have
her talk off screen. Yeah. Just have her talk off screen.
Make everything like she's talking behind something.
Yeah.
Like,
just but no, I mean, again, I really loved it. I am a massive Wrecking Crew fan. So seeing them, as horrible as they fucking look, they're like the Village people. So I'm hoping they're not just being used just as a comical ploy. I hope that they're being taken a little bit seriously, just a little bit. That's all I'm asking. Not crazy, just a little bit.
They were ridiculous villains.
They were, but I love them, man. They are so much fun. I cannot fucking wait to see them. Even their look, you just look at me like I can't take you seriously. You're fucking ridiculous. But I do hope, as I pass it to you, Joel, I do hope that this show has an end credit scene of none other than the leader. I want to see that how the Incredible Hulk ended. I want to see that seep through somewhere, right? And then you're hearing the rumors of World War Hulk, so you kind of think to yourself, well, it can't be there. So, like, at what point can you use the leader? And I'm like, well, why not use the leader in She-Hulk? You know? So I'm like, I would like to see the leader somewhere soon, because that was a really cool setup that they kind of just went, oh, we're going to take everything but Betty and the leader. We're going to put it into the MCU.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, what kind of fuck you was that? Goodness gracious. But who knows, Joel? Maybe they'll pull a Thor, bring Betty back for the next Incredible Hulk, and she'll become the Mighty Hulk, right? Maybe that'll happen.
She's bring her back from Daredevil, yeah.
She's going to be Red She-Hulk. It's going to happen. It's happening.
It's happening. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. No, Joel, how excited are you?
Tyler returns to play Red She-Hulk.
Oh man, the amount of the anger that would just plateau across the world.
She was She-Hulk. She was, but that's not the point. The point is,
yeah, don't do that. But how excited are you, Joel, for She-Hulk, and how much did you like this trailer?
It was a good trailer. I really enjoyed it. Very comedic. I did try to catch whatever I could of it. I'm very curious. Like, there's some weird shit going on in that trailer. Like some weird characters are thrown in there. So I was probably looking forward to seeing all the surprises, because I have a feeling we're gonna get a lot of who the fuck is that, and like, oh, that guy looks familiar, and we're gonna get a lot of that. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the scene where she's sitting there surrounded by those weirdos?
Yes.
It's like it looks like therapy.
Yes.
In the back, the sign, it says like some type of like yoga thing, right? Mm-hmm. But it's co-signed Emil Blonsky.
Oh, well, no. That does make sense. Because if this is therapy, the first thing he says in the trailer is Namaste.
Namaste, yeah.
So it does seem like maybe he's trying to turn over a new leaf, and maybe he's doing, like, I don't know, mantras or some shit. Yeah, maybe he's going. That is hilarious. I didn't even catch that, but it does add up a little bit. Yeah, it does add up a little bit.
Like, what? And then you're right, he does say Namaste when she walks in. So it's not just a throwaway line. There probably is more to it.
It's probably adding to it.
He's been training for who knows how long now, right? So.
Right. Or it seems like he's trying to turn over a new leaf, right? Mm-hmm. And he's trying to use Jessica to get out. Or Jennifer.
And we already assumed he might be part of Thunderbolts at some point. So it's like, it's just another way there. And then we see, like you were saying, that looks like, to me, it does look like a early version of the Wrecking Crew. Yep. What's up with their weapons? What's up with that shit? Like, what is all that tech? Very interesting. I'm curious.
Because I'm like, so just so you know, Trevon, one of the Wrecking Crew in the comics, and this is not to try to be funny, all he has is a crowbar. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So when I said that you look at them,
I'll tell you right now.
When I say that you look at them and you go, you guys are a joke. They were somewhat meant to be.
They were silly.
They were meant to be.
They were Thor villains, I believe.
Yes, they were. Yep.
Right?
Yep. And you saw them, Trevon, at Earth's Mightiest Heroes. You saw Thor fighting them when they were trying to kidnap Jane.
That's right.
I've really got to rewatch that.
Yep. Very early on, they were fighting he was fighting the Wrecking Crew. And now, Absorbing Man was one of the Wrecking Crew. And remember, he had absorbed Mjolnir, and he became as heavy as Mjolnir, and that's how he was fucking up Thor.
So the original,
you do, because I'm really.
I remember that was a good show. That's why he.
Oh, it was, but I saw a long time.
It was very early on in the season. Another one like the first episode.
I'm rewatching X-Men right now. I don't know.
Probably the second episode. Which one?
That was within like the first 5 episodes.
X-Men, the one that, yeah.
Nice. I'm definitely gonna watch that again myself.
When I get closer to the new series, I'm gonna do a whole rewatch.
The executive producer said he watched one episode every week, so I'm listening. Follow his orders.
Follow his orders. Lead you right into it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm doing it then.
What were you gonna say, Joel?
So the team is made up of Bulldozer, Poddriver, Thunderball, and Wrecker. That's their name, and like they have, if their weapons are made up of, let's see, a crowbar, like you were saying, a ball and chain. And I don't know what the other one. I guess the other one don't have weapons. I can't really tell. But Yeah, they're all like these just overpowered goofs.
Construction workers.
Basically,
Overpowered.
I mean, you
As
can
a
tell that though
mutant?
from the trailer though. like-
No, not mutants, Trevon. God
At
damn.
least not. In it.
I'm just saying. They're gonna play that music for 'em when they come on screen. That'd be funny.
Not for
Yeah,
those.
I might have to exit stage left. But what else stood out to you, Joel, from the She-Hulk?
Oh, Mike, don't do that. You didn't need to tag me in this.
What he do?
Tag you on what?
It's 10 minutes of Daredevil. I'm just gonna
Yeah, that's what's
do
up.
that.
Learn something.
Yes, we love you, Mike. We
Listen.
love you.
The hallway scene was.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's
That's,
art.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
visual art.
He's an amazing character. I don't understand that he really.
His acting was great. And I just literally don't care about the character of Daredevil.
Why? What's so hate?
I just-
Hold on.
never
Let me ask
ca-
you this, like Joel asked before. What usually draws you to caring about?
Yeah.
that character?
What's your type of character? I guess. then?
Yeah, that Daredevil
it.
lacked.
I don't know. I never cared about. I didn't like his weapon choices. It just
Yeah.
never interested me. I didn't like the comic runs. Nothing.
Did you watch the
my
show?
dad-
You didn't like
Yeah, I
the
watched-
comic run?
I watched. My dad's a huge Daredevil fan, actually,
Oh, wow.
and
Oh, so
so
you watched the show? You just okay.
I watched the show. The show, objectively, the show is good. I just don't care about Daredevil
Why'd you say objectively? What?
because if you're looking at it as like as
Take
a
the bias
show,
out. Yeah.
Got you.
it's a
Got
good show.
you, got you.
I just don't care about the character. I just don't care about Daredevil.
God bless
Hmm.
America. God
Hey
bless
man, maybe the suit was a little better. You would have cared a little more.
I would agree. That might have helped.
That black suit was good though.
That might have helped. And to make me feel a lot better, Didge, I need to hear you say you didn't care about Iron Fist either.
Oh,
Just
I
to
definitely.
kinda-
I didn't think the
Alright,
show was good.
Good.
Okay, so you had to do that.
No. The only reason
Yeah,
why I needed
yeah.
that, Trevon, is Daredevil was a phenomenal show and he didn't care about Daredevil. I needed to know that if he cared about Iron Fist and that show was abysmal
Oh
to a
no,
degree, then I would have some major issues. It would be
no, that
very.
show, I didn't even think that show was
You
good.
do know that I like Iron Fist more than.
The Daredevil?
Well,
Yeah.
I understand that
That's
because you like
insane.
the. No, I understand that he likes the magical elements of that shit. I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
it's
I
more
get
fun.
it. I get it.
Mystical and all that. The fighting.
I get it.
yeah.
I
That's
get it.
fair.
That's so Trevon. Like I understand it. I understand it makes all the sense in the world. I get it. That's not shocking to me at all. I don't really understand how you narratively sit through a lot of Iron Fist, but I get it.
I
the
like
hand
him
lights
as
up,
well.
it's
I
good
thought he
enough.
was
I get
cool.
I
it.
like him too.
I didn't think he was the problem. I thought the writing was the problem. I thought never being in a suit was a problem.
Iron Fist
Um,
was a rough watch.
Bro, they tried to
I
make
didn't know.
a suit.
I didn't know anything about him. So like.
Oh,
Then
that's fair then.
That's
Yeah.
fair. But they tried to make a suit out of his real clothes. Like he would just put something over
Yeah,
his mouth.
I
And
know.
I'm like,
I remember. Yeah.
why are you trying so hard?
I started
But the suit
rewatching
is
that
so
one
easy.
of all of them. I started rewatching
Well,
that.
season
Even
two
over
is good.
Jessica?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
She gonna be mad. You cheating on her? She gonna be mad as hell.
Yes.
I
wait
did
till-
it because I wanted to have streams. Honestly, just to be
You wanted
petty.
it to have streams.
I did. I do it to be petty sometimes. I just watch stuff because I know everybody hates it. I'm like, yes, this is the one. This is the one that I.
You only heard him yourself though.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
I
you
like
only heard
it.
you.
I'm saying I like it, but I do it to.
I don't
like,
know what you gonna do when Kevin
some
comes
people
out
like,
and they
oh,
recast.
Iron Fist isn't on Disney Plus. Yes, it is. Just like the rest of them.
Mike, no. I wouldn't compare the two.
That's rough. That's so disrespectful to Arrow.
That's very disrespectful to Arrow. They did some really cool shits with his costumes in Arrow. I cannot say that for Iron. They never put him in the fucking.
They actually put Arrow in a costume.
Yes.
Iron Fist, they put him in a mask for like 5 minutes, and they took it off.
Yes.
and they put
Oliver
him-
was not fighting crime as Oliver. So yeah, that's the biggest difference there.
That was the biggest. 2 seasons in, he wore a mask for 5 minutes, bro.
Right.
That was the
Yeah,
what the.
He
fuck?
was wearing a mask in a training montage. like
Even Daredevil's
What?
costume, which wasn't good, at least he wore a fucking costume.
yeah, until he didn't. Season 3, he was just like,
Was
yeah,
he the
fuck
only
outta
one
here.
wearing
He wore
one,
back-
right?
The black suit is still a costume. It's not the
He was
red
the only
costume.
one wearing one in all of them, right?
I guess
Yeah,
technically Luke
Daredevil.
Cage costume is just regular.
Hey,
Well,
Nah.
no, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are more
wear street
uniforms than they are costumes. They're more uniforms.
But the they're just regular
But it's still,
outfits.
you know,
But
yeah,
so
it's
they're
not-
technically costumes.
Yeah, he wore his yellow shirt.
Daredevil
over
was technically the only one wearing something that was like a superhero costume.
in Arrow season 4.
Yes. Yes. And I'll say yes because if you told me I had to sit through Arrow season 4, I could do it. If you told me I had to sit through season 1 of Iron Fist,
I can sit there, bro.
season 2 I could. Season 1, no. No, I'm saying if I had to choose between the two, I definitely sit through Arrow season 4. Then I would.
I would say
I watch all of
only
it.
because it's much shorter. Like,
because it's much shorter. You know what? Fuck it. I agree. It is
That's
much
fair.
shorter. It is.
Arrow's-
It is.
I don't hate it, but 20-something episodes, bro.
22.
The CW
God
shows
bless
become
you.
a lot.
That's why they stumble. It's just a lot of fluff. I mean, like, what the fuck? No one wants to
You
watch.
give
this
yourself so much room to fail, and it's like
Yeah,
you didn't have
basically.
to. Like, you
That's
didn't
why-
have to.
shit. That's why Stargo's so good. It's not as long.
It's condensed.
Yeah, it's
Done,
condensed.
done.
Get it out of the way.
Uh,
Save the money for the good shit.
is there anything else, Joel, that stood out to you for She-Hulk?
Yeah, Daredevil. That was the best part.
I
Oh,
Oh,
the
you're
action
there.
was yellow. I thought it was silver when I first saw it. Oh, that's weird.
I thought it was the same suit as Netflix, and I thought that was even weirder. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until you see the glimpse of the yellow and red in the street lamp that you're like,
When I saw
oh, okay.
everyone posting it, I'm like, oh fuck! I want to see it in the trailer, so I saw it because I never.
Still don't
saw
know that. I
it
still don't know
before
what
I saw
y'all
the
talking about.
trailer.
I still don't see the yellow. But
No,
it's
again,
nice.
you got to look at when he jumps in the street
Oh,
lamp.
this-
Like when he jumps in the street lamp as he's like doing the hurdle over her.
yeah,
You
there's
can
a lot
see
of
it
yellow.
bright as day. The
You can see it in the
yellow
last instance, like when they show like sort of the
Yeah, you
armor of
haven't
it. It's
seen the
golden.
stills? You haven't seen the stills of him flipping? Because if you see it, you can see the yellow.
You can see the
Very-
yellow.
Oh, well, I mean, I just was like, oh, okay, it's Daredevil. Yay, he's back. Now where's Jessica?
Goodness gracious. All right. Let's move on to. I hate you, Trevon. Let's move on to the next one. Did we get any other trailers from the MCU panel? No, right? Those are the only
No.
two.
Those two, yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two. All right, now we can get into the announcements. I want to start off with Secret Invasion because a lot about what Kobe Smulders was talking about really stood out to me. So apparently Kobe Smulders is saying that she's been on Earth this whole time. Maria Hill's been on Earth this whole time, and Fury's been up there in space. When he comes back, they're very much divided. He never told her why he was leaving. He just left. So that they're very much kind of going
she
this
was
way.
up there though.
No, they never showed that she was up there.
I
No,
could
they
have
didn't.
sworn. I must have misremembered. I could have sworn when they showed him up there that she was right along with him.
No. Now, what I would say is
But they were
confusing.
in the car.
No,
No, I do remember
those
being-
were
Those
scrolls. No, those were scrolls.
I'm
That
saying, but
never
it was
Maria.
one that was being her, right?
But
one
that's
that
why
was
if you're
I
Maria
was gonna say,
Hill,
maybe
if
that's
you're
why I
Maria
just
Hill, that's why
assumed.
you're. But if you're Maria Hill, that's why you're pissed. You went to go get a scroll to be me instead of just coming to get me and telling me what the fucking mission is. I gotta watch the shit on TV. What the fuck? When was I there? Like, that's like, huh? But she's saying that they're very divided, and they're saying that the show is structured the same way Winter Soldier was.
Yeah, sorry.
It's very much a thriller. It's very dark. The espionage. I love everything about it. And I loved when she ended it by saying, you don't know who's who. And as soon as she said that, I said, that's a guarantee that any familiar face is a fucking scroll. I just took that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Fury, Rhodey, like scrolls. Right off the tip. Scrolls. Right? Because nobody else has been announced that we know is in the show that I feel like I'll have that reaction to of like, oh shit, you were a scroll. It'll kind of be like, oh, okay, like, all right, okay, I don't really care. Sure, I guess I don't know. But it would be interesting if Rhodey was a scroll when he was talking to Sam during the events of
So that would
Falcon
make,
and the Winter
that's why I
Soldier.
hate fucking scrolls. That makes so less of an impact if that's the case.
And now it makes it even more hilarious, as if that was, because then you got to go. You spoke really deeply. Where the fuck did you get that from?
Yeah,
Scroll?
like how did you know all of that? How did you know to talk like that?
Yo, could you picture if the scroll was just like, I don't know, Fury told me to watch Malcolm X and this. It's just, I don't know, I just picked it up. I thought that was really cool to say.
That's why I hate scrolls. People are
It
gonna say
depends.
this guy's a scroll, this guy, but then that'll fuck up this and fuck up that. So you got to be very specific when they were
Yeah.
scrolls.
They got to be real careful with this
They have
show.
to be very careful because you
Because
can
it
fuck up
can
a whole
really-
storyline with a
You
scroll.
really can.
But that's
Like-
why I said you doing
that's
it
why I
as a
hate them.
show, you doing it as a show and not a massive event film.
Oh, so much better.
Limits that because
Yeah.
now you can take very small and to
Yeah,
a degree
it's
insignificant characters and make them scrolls, right?
Yes, yes.
But
That's
if we
what-
do that, though, will we care? I don't know if
Trevon,
I'll care.
I don't think this
Like I've-
show will truly have the impact that it should because in the comics you were getting Skrulls that were massive names. Like, oh shit, he was a Skrull. That's crazy.
Well, see,
in this, it's
a
like, well,
lot. But that
what's
was a
the biggest
major.
name? Fury.
That was a major event.
Well, that's why I'm
This-
like, if it's not big
Right.
names and if it's just side people, why make the show?
Because
Like-
here's the thing, I don't know, and again, we won't know until we hear a little bit more about the show. I don't know that this ends in the show.
Right.
This could seep out into the Marvels. This
Right.
could seep out into Secret Wars. This could seep out numerous different places.
Right.
I don't know when this
The
ends.
point of this show is to stop it from getting worse. Because right now, it's
It
good.
also doesn't help by the way they have Skrulls identified in the MCU in general.
What do you
Like
mean?
they don't seem 'cause, like in the comics run, the Skrulls they were seen way more menacing. And I remember we were talking about that before when this first got announced. It's like Skrulls in the MCU, they're sort of like the refugees. They're the so it's like, well, why are they doing this? You get the
They'll
question
be
of like,
ones
what?
that, break off.
Well, I mean, they said it numerous times because that was a question that they've been asked a lot, and they keep saying, well, just like regular people, there's good people, bad people.
Yeah,
you just,
but
you just
it
haven't
makes it-
seen.
It
the
makes
bad
it a little
of
less
the
for
Skrulls
me.
yet. But again, if this show sets up what the bad Skrulls are,
True.
then I'm like, well, this is the best place to do it. But if you sprung on me in the middle of the Marvels, like, here's bad Skrulls, I would go, no, you can't do that. But if you're setting it up in Secret Invasion, what a bad Skrull is, this is the perfect place to do that.
I agree.
Perfect place.
I mean,
So I'm fine with it being
And I
here.
think
But if they
this will
try to
be-
put it anywhere else, I'm with you, Didge.
I think this will be the introduction to the bad Skrulls.
it has
and-
to be. I mean, we already seen
It definitely has to be.
We already seen a
and-
good one in the WandaVision, like that one that helped. Like he
Right.
want to see up there, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
They're
So how
working
many of
together.
you? How many of you
Last time
are
we saw
there?
them, They were good guys.
But see, that's what makes Secret Invasion so interesting from a singular narrative. Because if you're Fury, you've only ever known good Skrulls. So picture how fucked up Fury will be in the head when he's finding out that there's like a whole core of Skrulls that only mean for bad. Right?
It just,
You know what I'm saying? And look, time out, just really quickly.
Yeah, go
really
ahead.
quickly.
Once
You
the president-
could, because you casted the best fucking actor to do this. You could swerve Ben Mendelsohn. You could swerve him to where it's like, I've only been doing this to gain intel, to kind of figure out everything that's going on. Now I'm the bad motherfucker. Now what?
Mhm.
Now, you know
He
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
checking on him or nothing. I mean, he could.
I'm
be
just
doing
saying,
whatever.
Talos
doing
would be
whatever he
the
wanted.
perfect person to utilize as like the Trojan horse. Because, you're like, oh, he's so silly, he's comical, he doesn't really know what's going on. And then, boom, out of nowhere, bitch, I've been running this whole
That's what I
secret
want
out.
y'all to think.
it
Yeah.
would make it a lot better because I mean it always goes back to the whole thing that bothered me with Captain Marvel. That's always bothered me is that they flipped that whole conflict.
Oh, I bothered Juwaan too.
It
That's-
bothered the hell out of me.
I laughed
And
so hard. I was like,
and it's always coming. It always goes back to that because it's like we were already told, and like yes, I understand there's good people, there's bad people, but we were already told that they were the ones fighting the Kree Empire now, and it's like why?
Yeah, I think I would have liked that narrative if you started it as there were bad Skrulls.
Yeah,
And then you find out later on there are some trustworthy Skrulls. And then it's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Well, isn't that
Right.
what they said in the movie though? She thought they were bad.
no, she thought the Kree. She was.
She thought the Skrulls were bad. That's why she came there
thought the
punching 'em.
Skrulls- No, but she thought the Skrulls were purely the enemy based off of
Yeah.
the war between the Kree and the Skrulls.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
Yeah.
saying narratively, if you started off with bad Skrulls and then said later on there are a few good ones, that's easier to wrap your head around than you saying now I got to spin a narrative to
And it
show
just didn't
you
help
bad.
that they flipped that in general in the first place. Like they didn't
Right.
need to flip that in the first place.
Right.
they didn't. but
It
they
didn't.
did.
It did nothing narratively.
No, not at all. It didn't really help you at all. But another thing that we got from this, as I pass it to you, Joel, is apparently whatever character Emilia Clarke is playing, I know a lot of people thought she'd be the Queen of the Skrulls, whatever the case may be. But apparently, what's being described from the shots of the trailer is that she's working very close with Fury, and that the one scene that you really see her in, she's terrified of something and she's shooting at it. Like whatever she's seeing, she's very terrified of it.
Right.
So again, that doesn't lean left or right to whoever
No,
you think she may be, but
Talking
she
about
is working
Trojan
very
horse.
closely
Captain
to.
Marvel.
You think she's Captain Marvel?
No, I said it's Captain Marvel. She's scared.
I'm like, you think she's Captain Marvel? That's okay.
Captain Marvel should go dark and kill everybody. All right, yeah, but go ahead.
I mean, she has a movie coming up where you can
As
get
far as
that.
I know, she
That'd be
is.
fun.
She's every time we see her in those scenes, she looks human, like in the back behind.
Right.
But of course, we've heard that she's playing Queen Barranque, and Queen Barranque is one of the deepest moles. I believe she was. I think Spider-Woman. She was.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Yep.
So
and that was one of the big reveals. That was one of the
bigger ones. Where you're like, oh shit, it's the queen of all the fucking bitches.
Can we get Super Scrolls?
I hope.
Not yet. It's way too early for that. You got to at least, because part of what made the Super Scrolls really cool is utilizing the powers of the Fantastic Four. And you don't have them yet, so
right.
That's why I said I don't think the Scrolls will end.
You could
between now
introduce
and
the Super Scroll that becomes the Super Scroll, but he wouldn't be the Super Scroll yet.
Right.
You know?
But that's why I said I could see Secret Invasion leaking well past Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
You know,
well, the Scrolls are going to stay around. I just don't know. We'll see how this ends, but it probably isn't done here. We'll probably see some of that at like you said, leak it to the market.
Well, when they had first announced it, they said they called it the crossover event that will leak out. And I'm assuming as of now that would be weird if that changed.
Yeah, I don't think it'll change.
Fucking Scrolls. Hopefully they do end it in that fucking season.
Captain America Super Scroll.
Look, if I could get this would be perfect. If you could end Multiverse and Scrolls in the same movie, and then it's done, never to be talked about again, I'd be a happy camper. But I want to enjoy the time that I have with the Scrolls.
Because they have scanners for that shit. Remember, the Kree do at least.
You real? All right, Pat. You real?
Right.
I mean, she didn't have one. She was just punching people.
Who?
Danvers, but also remember, Danvers at that point, there was no good or bad. Everything was bad, so you didn't really need to. It was more of a gut feeling of what you knew.
Well, I'm saying she didn't know who was a Skrull. She just.
Well, she was going off a gut feeling of knowing the Skrulls as well that she did. She had been hunting them for forever.
She kind of had a feeling like,
Yeah, she saw that old lady and was just like, "You shouldn't be smiling that hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your ass. Beat your ass. Don't be that friendly." But is there anything you've heard about this, Joel, that's really standing out to you, like really building up your? I know the Skrulls as a whole you're not excited about, but is there anything about this show that you are looking forward to?
I keep hearing a lot that we might get Quake in Secret Invasion.
I'm really curious as how. I keep hearing that, and I'm like, well, narratively, how does that fit?
Well, she was one of Nick's closest, girls. He was one of his closest girls, like Maria and them. So that could be her introduction into the fold. Is in this now? How they explain her powers?
They're gonna call her a mutant too.
Sure.
Well, no. See, okay. So if we're going that route, here's how I could see it be set up, Joel. If for what we're hearing, and obviously there is a division between Maria and Fury, right? And there is a lot of mention of Fury just being too old to be doing what he's doing, like it now becoming a problem. But if there is a divide between Maria Hill and Fury, in the end credit scene of that series, is Fury introducing his new second in command because Maria essentially quit from working with Fury, and they introduce not Quake like she has powers, just the character, and then they delve into her becoming Quake down the line. That's perfect for me. But when people are like, no, Quake, I'm like, well, narratively that makes no, because then you got to explain that, and I don't know where you have time to necessarily explain that. You're trying to figure out who the fuck is a Skrull and who's a human. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can see it as an end credit scene that he brings her into the fold, and then you kind of just address everything else down the line. So if that's the case, then I'm with everybody. But just bringing in Quake and you're just like, here's Quake. And it's like, what? Like Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the show Feige's been telling us for a decade doesn't exist in the MCU? That Quake? Like, you got to explain that shit. Like, the hell?
That show was always weird, though, because it was like, it was, but like, they would say it wasn't, but the way the show went, it was, and it was just like...
They had Sif on there.
Well, no.
So it's like,
they definitely had Sif on there.
Yeah, but it
here's the thing.
Can be an alternate timeline.
Well, now apparently when it ended, they went a whole other universe or something.
Right. They created everyone in different.
At that point, Whedon was just like, Feige will never accept this. Just do the wildest shit you guys want to do.
It's very true. They did whatever they want. They had a whole season with Kree.
I mean, and here's how you know that show doesn't connect. Here's a very good possibility. The first Ghost Rider we see will not be the last Ghost Rider we saw. So I'm like, well, then in itself
I'm
tells
sad
you.
about that.
They had Robbie Reyes, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and they did really good. Robbie.
He was amazing. I'm not saying that they won't use Robbie down the line.
I
They're
have
damn
no
sure
doubt.
not going to start with him.
I'll say this about Ghost Rider. They used 2 Ghost Riders in those damn Midnight Suns. They'll probably do 2 again, and it probably won't be the one from the comic. It'll probably be Johnny and Robbie instead of Johnny.
I wouldn't mind that,
and the
because if you're
portals
telling
were very...
me... Go ahead, Trevon.
the portals of Angel Shield were very much like Dr. Strange's portals. Also,
Yeah, that was a little
that
weird.
Ghost Rider had. I was like,
that was a little weird. But I could definitely see Robbie being part of the Avengers and Johnny being part of just the Midnight Suns.
Both are part of the Midnight Suns. That's what I'm saying. Like the Midnight Suns had 2 Ghost Riders before. They have 3.
You know what? I think I can
girl.
feel better about that once I know the lineup for Midnight Suns. Once I know the lineup, and I'm like, if it's too many people, I don't need redundant. I don't need
That's
2
the one they
Ghost
should
Riders.
do.
At least they ride differently before they rode the same.
Just clear it up. Don't even bring up them 2 boys. Do the girl.
Just do the girl.
I mean,
Yeah,
block
that's
trade
not
on
happening.
Where's the
No, she could be part of it, but there's no way you can
Skip
leave
'em.
out Johnny.
Skip them.
You don't stop Johnny or Robbie. Serious?
Nope.
Trevon, I will not let Nicolas Cage be the last time I got Johnny Blaze in live action. That will not.
You can read about him or something.
You can read about her. How about that? That's what you're doing right now.
Her run is great.
Yeah, continue.
Her
to
run
read
is
about
great.
And you know how they like to pull stuff that's new, so pull her.
Her run is
Forget the rest.
amazing.
All right, keep it up, Trevon. We're gonna go There was a comic run where there was no Carol Danvers.
I mean, y'all can. I mean, everybody waiting to kill
There was
anyway.
no run.
I see it on Twitter all the time. Can't wait for Road to come in here and kill her,
I
put her
don't
in a
know
coma.
who these people are.
I keep
but
hearing
don't
that.
listen to them.
Wait,
I don't know
kill
who
who?
those people are. No, they're
put Carol
saying
in a
that
coma.
Rogue is gonna come and take Carol Danvers.
Oh no, she's not. Even if she's in a coma, well, baby, for like an hour. That's not gonna be long.
I mean, come on now. We saw Bruce with no arm and then an arm in a sling, and that shit looked like it happened like that. So look, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll be right out of that coma.
Yeah, she's not. It's not gonna be a permanent coma if she's in a coma.
It'll be a Tempe coma. But Didge.
She wasn't as big a character back then.
No. And again, you don't need to do that storyline. That's what I keep trying to remind you.
It's so funny.
If I gotta get, that's how I get Rogue flying and super strength now.
But the problem is, those are so basic powers. Like you can take that from anybody.
Anybody, right?
That's true.
I mean, shit. They didn't give us the biggest Star-Lord moment.
That's it.
That's exactly what we could take it from.
That's it.
What you got to explain is how it stays with her so long, because that's the problem with Rogue. It's like every time she loses it, but with those powers, she just not lose it. Is it because it's alien and it's not a mutant power?
But she killed him.
It's more cosmic. It's more cosmic.
She killed her, right?
Right. No, I think it just depends. Like it's not a mutation. It's cosmic energy.
She kept it
You're
for
just
so long,
absorbing the cosmic energy.
right? And so what it is, like they reverted back. Like in the comics, they're losing her strength in flight, but only when the movies came out, because the movies had no way of explaining how she got her strength in flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movies are just like, but Didge, no, Joel, before I pass to Didge, is there anything else to Secret Invasion that you're looking forward to?
Look forward to. I'm just looking forward to seeing Nick Fury be Nick Fury. So, where's he been up to? Like, how's he been after the blip? Well, did Talos have to take over as Nick Fury, just like to put up a front, while he was away? Like, we don't know. A lot of shit was going on. So,
that's gonna be. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, because we heard that there might be some scenes that take place during the blip. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, what took place during the blip?
I thought everybody get a lot of that. Half in the blip, half after. A lot of this stuff now, it seems. All these shows, but they got to explain it some kind of way.
Well, it's going to be interesting because Talos being Nick Fury, we obviously know from No Way Home that nobody knew Nick Fury was here. Everyone thought he was up in space.
Right.
So the Nick Fury that was here, no one knew that he was here. So when Peter said it, he was just like, the fuck you mean he's in space? I saw this motherfucker like Like a week ago. It's
I
space.
literally just talked to him. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he helped me save the day. He was saving my friends. My friends saw him. Like I'm not making this shit up.
Right.
So yeah, that'll be very interesting to see that all.
Chalice also played him very well.
He did.
Too well.
I mean, he's been spending a lot of time with him.
Well, no, not
It's like-
too well, because remember he said when he was in the car, Nick Fury wouldn't have fallen for a lot of shit that Nick Fury fell for in the course of that movie. So he was like, I fucked up a little bit. Like, yeah,
I guess I'm thinking about the part where they were in the building and Maria had his back.
Oh yes, that
like,
was
that
when
was
he was
very
really
played
leading
very
into it,
well.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
the problem was to get tricked to begin with is
Yeah.
so un-Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Because here's the
Yes.
thing, Nick Fury trusts no one. And
Right.
Talos' Nick Fury was so easily, like, he was just like, yeah, okay, fuck it. Yeah, I believe you. Okay, sure. Nick Fury would have never done that. Ever done that. Didge, are you excited for Secret Invasion? What are some of the things that you're hearing that stand out to you?
I am excited because I really love the comic run, and even with the changes, I think you could still do some interesting stuff with it. I hope that the biggest names that they're talking about are Skrulls aren't just Rhodey and Nick Fury though. Like, bring some stuff in, because one of the things that was really cool about the comic run was that these people it's been for years.
Mm-hmm.
So like, even if they aren't named right now, you can pull a thing of like, yo, he's never been the guy that you knew who he was. Like that's never been Iron Man or whatever. Obviously, we know he's dead, but like, just for example, and it's like, okay, we can do some really interesting stuff here, and then especially with how's it gonna bleed out after this. So I think that's sort of where I'm more interested in, because obviously it's only 6 episodes.
Right.
Where are you going after that?
right.
Yeah, I am a little nervous that they'll do something stupid, like they'll bring in government faces that we've seen throughout the MCU, and they're like, that was a Skrull. It's like, I don't give a fuck about him.
You got to do heroes.
But that's where it becomes tricky, because then it becomes like, at what point? And then you have to be able to dive into that.
Right?
And which heroes? If they have powers, we need Super Skrulls.
Right.
You know, or
if they have powers,
they can't convince anybody.
Yeah,
they can't convince
powers.
you.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I said Rhodey makes the most sense, because it's like he just jumps in a suit, right? So it's like, well, that you can kind of explain away, but then it's like, well, then who else, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's just
that's why I said I thought they fucked up, because I'm like, if you wanted to utilize Sharon Carter, that would have been perfect for her to leak into this, right? That would have been awesome.
But then again, you could still, I guess, kind of, because then it does give more of a story to, well, why was she so quickly able to?
We talked about this in the finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier. The only reason why making her a Skrull now would completely obliterate what we just saw is, remember, she had face swapping technology.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about
transform. Yeah, she was like this, and it was like, oh, I'm Sharon now. It's like, well, if you had that.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, unless you're trying to say she was so much of a sleeper agent, she fell asleep and forgot she was a Skrull. If you're saying that, then sure. That takes
away from that.
Yeah, you ruined it. And I'm like, she would have been a perfect character.
That would have been gold
to utilize. Yeah, that's why I said if you didn't have that face swapping thing in that episode when she was walking out of her hearing, right?
Yeah.
And she took the phone call and she took it off to the side. And when she hung up, her face shifted green. Everyone would have said, oh my fucking God. Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. But you didn't do it. And now it's like, well, now you can't. Now we got to wait to see her in what? Armor Wars or 10 Rings or whatever the fuck else she's going to pop up in. Like, now we got to wait for that.
She's popping up in New World Order? I don't know.
That would make sense. Yeah. I would assume he would go back to her, right? Doesn't seem like Bucky's in it. So I would assume she would be the help he would lean on.
You don't think Bucky's in it?
I don't think he needs to be. As long as you keep calling this motherfucker Winter Soldier, I don't need him to be in it. Give him a new name, and then he could be his own person and be in it.
I agree.
The more you call him Winter Soldier, the more it sounds like you're just trying to recreate Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And it's like, well, no, they shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
Make them their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they made a whole big thing of the Wakandans calling him White Wolf to just never say, like,
Didge, that's not my biggest problem. You made a whole series about him not wanting to be Winter Soldier, only to end the series with saying Captain America and the Winter Soldier will return.
Fair.
I sat there like, I'm sorry, who's the Winter Soldier? Like, you just spent a full 6 to 8 episodes of saying I don't want to be that anymore, and they're just like, well, you're that. Sorry, fuck it.
So, well, two. That's too bad.
Yeah, that's too fucking bad. We didn't get that memo. You're him. But what else are you waiting to see?
Like I said, I'm really interested to see how this bleeds out into everything else. I feel like this is more of like a filler show, which kind of sucks because it shouldn't be, but it feels like it's like one of those shows that's like, well, we need to move the story along. I don't think that this would be a good film, so we're gonna give you the 6 episodes of I guess, like I said, plot to get us to the next big thing. And where that is, I'm not 100% sure, but I do think it's one of those things that even in their description of saying that this is a crossover event that will bleed out into everything, it's like, it really sounds like, well, this is that thing to tie you to the next big major thing.
Right. They got to be careful, because if this is supposed to just be somewhat of a filler to get you to whatever the next thing is, you got to be careful, because I could argue that's what almost completely fucked up Captain Marvel, is that you were essentially just using that as a one massive filler for the character, and it hurt it a lot. It's like so much of it just didn't make sense, and it was just like, Endgame, and it's like, no.
And then, well, what hurt that more is it didn't have the payoff in Endgame.
It really didn't, because she was barely in the fucking thing.
Right.
Like, you built her up, and then it was just like scene here, at the very end. That's it. It's just like, well, why wouldn't she be more of a mainstay here, so we can kind of get to know her a little bit better, right? Like, wash away all that negativity people spewed at her. Let's get to know her a little bit better here. Let's spend time with her. No, we're saying that the movie shoehorned a whole bunch of shit, built her up, and then she was sprinkled in Endgame. I saw more of Rocket than I did of Carol Danvers in Endgame.
Yeah, they were trying to keep her away. She's too powerful.
Right. Like, if she was there.
That was
the Hulk. They powered the Hulk down. Like, he's too powerful.
That was my problem. To me, if you were going to do that, you could have just waited. You could have just waited to introduce her to when a narrative fit that her power level could really kind of just explore itself. But to sprinkle her in there, I didn't like. Because I'm like, you didn't do a great job the first go around. Let me get just a little bit more of her. Like, goddamn. Like,
yeah.
Just something. Shit. Fuck.
That's one of the lingering problems of the MCU, though, is that they have to nerf characters because of how they do their villains and how their storylines go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's why Civil War was just like, when you had Vision in it, I'm like, but your villain's Zemo. Like,
right.
How much do you really need a Scarlet Witch or Vision if your villain is Zemo? How much can they really do? And Vision didn't do much of anything. Right? He just fell in love with Wanda. That was the whole purpose.
But they didn't know it was Zemo until the end, though.
No. You're talking about characters in the movie. I'm talking about narratively when you wrote a script. Vision being in a movie where your villain is a living, breathing human. That should never happen.
I mean, if that villain came up to him straight on, but they didn't know anything about him, so it was psychological.
Let me do this better for you. You ready, Trevon? Knowing Civil War, if I took him out of that movie, does it change anything in that movie?
I mean, he had motives the way he did. I don't get.
Cool.
I'm asking Trevon, if we took Vision out of Civil War, would it have changed anything of that movie?
No.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It just helped,
He was still there. I mean,
it hinted towards their relationship. That's all I was
saying. That's all I was saying. That's it.
It gave you more Wanda Vision.
I'm sorry.
And also let you know that she can control him too.
No, I'm sorry.
That was
Vision
cool.
had 2 points of being in that movie.
Shooting
to fall in love and then to handicap Rhodey.
Paralyzing War Machine.
Yeah, that was it. 2 narratives
and showing
I
how powerful Scarlet Witch was. Because she stopped him. No, I'm saying, like...
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
It was how she, like, stopped him and, like, basically put him down to earth. Like, that was pretty cool. Like,
but again, if we didn't have that, it does not change the movie because she didn't really utilize her power that way outside of that, right?
She wasn't going to kill them.
No. I'm saying she couldn't really utilize her power in that
battle,
that battle. So I didn't really need you to show me how strong she could be. I wasn't going to see it anywhere else in this movie. That's all I'm saying. So Vision's presence, if you pluck out, changes nothing narratively. And that's why I'm saying to depower him and then put him in there, you could have just waited to put him in something else. That's
They
all.
didn't depower him, they just didn't use him. Like,
Or even better, they didn't use him.
He also wasn't going to kill them on the battlefield.
yeah, he's not gonna. Who's he gonna kill? There was no one to fight except his own friends.
There you go.
He was just-
Vision helps. Oh, let me put you up here. Sorry, Mike. Vision helps push them towards the Accords. He's the smartest one there, and they put their trust in
He's
him.
also worthy. They take that. That's pretty heavy. That was pretty heavy on them when they saw him pick the hammer up. You gotta remember that. It was heavy on them.
He
They were
had
like,
no
oh
shit
shit.
at the time, you know.
Time out. It was heavier on Thor because that
No,
moment.
but
was
all
for
of them
Thor.
were shocked that he did that. They were like,
He's as
oh,
worthy
shit.
as a baby coming out of the womb.
Right. They looked at it more like, okay, you could pick it up. But for Thor, that meant everything. That meant like, well,
Yeah.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
He's
give
never
him
seen
a
anyone
wisdom,
else do that. That's why for him it was like, oh shit.
No, what you're saying, Trevon, the trust that invoked was in Thor. Because remember, Thor's vision was of Vision. So to see it manifest, he was just like, yes, I did make the right decision. For Stark and them, they forgot that the second after he lifted that shit.
They didn't forget that.
He was like, all right, that's cool.
They wanted to lift it.
Cool. All right.
They ain't
Next
forget.
thing.
They're like, all right, what's next? Ultron. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's go stop him. No, but I mean, again, Secret Invasion has a very tall order. Again, it's a storyline that you clearly were saying we're not going to do a movie because we're not going to get expansive.
Right.
And what characters we're going to make.
I pretty much this will be the first show I watch where I like if people spoil shit for me, I'm not gonna care.
It depends. They might throw you off. They might throw you off, Joel.
I mean, if it's not true, but I'm saying if it's true spoiler, like actual bullshit, like
no, I mean the show might throw you off on who a Skrull is what I'm saying.
Like I get that the show might, but I'm saying if I get spoilers, like if people are like, you know what I mean?
Like if he doesn't watch it right away, if somebody's like, "Hey, Wanda was a Skrull," he's not gonna be like, "All right." He's just gonna be like, "All right."
Like, yeah, I'm
Joel's
trying to get
gonna be
off.
like, all
I
right,
ain't trying to
get me out
fuck.
of this.
I ain't trying to figure it out in the show anymore. I'm like, I don't want to go through that.
Trayvon's right. They reacted just like Thor did. I don't remember that. I remember very much
do.
just like Thor
Everybody
was just like.
They didn't
Everybody
ignore
paused.
it. You know, they all were like, "Oh shit," because they just all tried to pick it up and it didn't work. So it's like,
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
point
I
I
get
was
that.
making is it stood out to Thor more than it did everybody else. Like Thor probably had nightmares about that. Everybody else just moved on about
he
life.
stopped trying to kill him. That's what happened. He's like,
That also.
oh,
right.
he's worthy. He definitely is worthy.
You should pick it up. You're the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon, is there anything from Secret Invasion you're looking forward to?
Not really. They gotta really show me why this show was made. To be honest,
I believe Joel feels the same way.
it has to do something that really. Why?
No,
So
I'm
we'll
still
see.
excited. I just don't want Skrulls can ruin a storyline, like I said. So like you need to explain it really well. I don't like
It's
the idea of being surprised with like, oh, it's fucking Captain America. What? Like you gotta explain that, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yes, and
It's
please
okay.
don't mess up the timeline any more than it already is, please.
Oh no, they are going to.
Like, please,
They are
do
going
not make it worse. Do not make it worse.
You're gonna find out Kang's been here since Iron Man 1. That's what they're gonna get all kinds of freaky up in this shit.
Since the beginning.
Because again, it sounds like from what Feige was saying, and again, I'm only paraphrasing. I'm only taking how I viewed what he was saying. Sounds like he's saying shit's gonna get a lot weirder,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we get to Secret Wars, as they wrap up everything, things will go back to normal, where it's all on the same level playing field. It's the same year. There is no more flashback type shit. We're all on the same page here. But it does seem like it's gonna get creepier. Because the motherfucker, as we go into our next one for Antman and the Wasp Quantumania, motherfucker did say you'll see multiple faces of Jonathan Majors. And it's like, well, who else do I need to see outside of Kang? We've been waiting for Kang. Once I get Kang, that should stop. I don't need to see any other variation. I just want Kang. So I'm very intrigued to see what these other versions are that you're introducing, because I only needed Kang. I didn't even need He Who Remains. I thought that was like one of those, oh, okay, but where's Kang?
That was cool.
Right. But once you know you got Kang, it's like, well,
Well, you're gonna get a lot of Kang. That's what's.
Oh, yeah, we know that for
Mhm.
sure. But he was making it sound like there'll be different versions
Yes.
of that. Yeah, and it's just like, well, all right. We'll have to see how that
We're
looks.
gonna get different versions of Kang.
Yeah. We'll have to see
I'm
how it
personally excited for that.
for different versions of Kang.
Yeah, I think because the Kang Dynasty one, I really hope they do the I forgot which run it was where he's talking about how there's the one more that's like just as good as he is. So he wants the Avengers to fight him, and so that way afterwards he can go kill him and usher in the Kang Dynasty.
I'm about to say, isn't there a Kang Dynasty storyline?
Yeah, that's literally how. But I don't remember if it was in that run, but I know that's literally how he ends that.
I see it. It says Kang Dynasty, sometimes called the Kang War, the 16-part comic storyline that ran through Avengers 41 to 55.
Wait, really quickly, Joel. The Street Profits came out in Nick jerseys, like Street Profit Nick jerseys. Yeah, they're in Madison.
I see them. Yeah, look at that.
Just really quickly. But no, I mean, Didge, you do make a really cool point. Digging into the Kang Dynasty is really intriguing. I just got to see how it's pulled off. Because, again, a lot of what you were just telling me like 2 topics ago of knowing what I know from the comics and then what the MCU does is different. So I got to see how they do.
I also am a really huge fan of Jonathan Majors. So, like, I think his acting is going to be amazing in it. And like I said, that storyline of the Kangs fighting basically for supremacy among themselves and then sort of using the Avengers to basically attack each other is a really interesting way, especially if they could do it correctly.
Yeah. I mean, from what we're hearing from this Antman and the Wasp Quantumania, by the way, you know how we're always speculative whenever an actor is saying like, oh, I don't really know when I'm going to show up next. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. What's her name that is the new Cassie Lang? Mm-hmm. She was doing an interview after their panel.
Right.
And she kept almost spoiling shit. So I now wholeheartedly believe when they say, I really don't know, I'm really starting to believe
that they might not know.
Yes, she is the reason why Kevin goes, this is why I don't fucking tell y'all shit. This is why I give you half scripts. Yeah, yep. I give you half scripts. I give you the name of the movie, and that's it. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Wasn't that one of the Avengers where people were saying that they got fake scripts? Like they were getting like a script, they no other lines, and they get there, they're like, oh, whoa.
Yep. Yeah, and then the funniest part about that, Didge, is when you hear the actors go, did anybody here get a real script? And Robert's like, yeah, I got the real script. It's just like, we know you did, but did anybody else?
Yeah.
No, that was it. That was just him.
Really they don't trust you little bastard.
He's like, yeah, they don't trust anybody else. So as she's talking, because she kept going, yeah, and then, you remember when I went really, and she's like, oh, wait, can I say that? And it's like, you're asking the media. To us, say everything.
Right.
So we're the wrong people to ask.
More.
So you were saying.
Because she kept saying things like, oh, you'll see people in here you never thought you'd see before. You'll see some new faces. And it's just like, I'm sorry. Yes, keep talking. Keep going. And a small little, even though a lot of people said MODOK was confirmed in the trailer, somebody interviewed Feige after the panel and said, you're getting Kang and MODOK. Like, could you ever picture you get to this moment? And Feige was just like, yeah, never thought we'd get Kang and MODOK. And I'm like, well, MODOK's definitely in this movie.
The director confirmed it too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I thought he was saying it more like, maybe MODOK is in the movie.
No, they asked him. He's like, MODOK confirmed.
Oh, okay, good. But yeah, by the way,
they were like, yeah.
The photo you guys are leaking out of MODOK is horrible. If you don't have a good one, don't put anything out.
I didn't see the MODOK.
I'm going to show you what it looks like and why I was so angry when I saw the hype line of MODOK, and then J-Li, I just sent it to you. This is what popped up.
It better look better than the game.
No, it's nothing. Essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's
not the one of the little burnt legs they almost look like, is it?
Nope, this is worse.
Okay.
let me see if Jay.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that's
apparently her costume is different on Cassie's too. Apparently,
that's what people are saying is MODOK. Everyone's like, look, MODOK. Tell me where y'all see MODOK. Yeah, tell me where y'all see MODOK. Where y'all see him?
Oh,
I don't know where. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
That's my point. I was so angry when I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck? MODOK, where?
I guess that's an eye.
Man, look, this could be Voltron for all I know. That could be one of the fucking
Yo, I'm about to
legs.
say, it looks like an 80s cartoon.
Actually, please make that live action. I would like to see it. All right.
Oh
what
my
this is.
goodness, that is so
That was
freaking
bad.
frustrating. What the hell am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know. I think it was an eye.
Just the Guardians trailer seemed to be the only one that leaked, right? But it wasn't
No,
even a good one.
They
I saw that
just
Antman and Wasp
yeah, I said this one leaked.
cornered one.
They did show.
It was definitely like you're
Yeah.
watching it like that.
Catty corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Do your job, Jayla, so we can see that it's MODOK. No, but again, this is why when we say people, if you don't have anything good, just don't say anything. Like, what the? Could you picture like someone's like, oh, scroll down below, spoiler, here's MODOK's first look, and that's what you see? Yeah, you should have to send your address so I can fight you. Like, that shouldn't just be something I gotta go. Oh, next one.
Nope.
Yeah, no, you gotta fight me. But Trevon, is there anything you're hearing from this Antman and the Wasp Quantumania that's really getting you hyped?
And
take your bias out of it, okay? It replaced the Marvels. Oh well. Now unbiased.
It's not like it replaced it.
Unbiased.
They didn't take the Marvels out. They just moved it down.
very much down. But anyway, far enough. Okay, so this better be good, better justify it being before my movie. So I just think Kang
They fly.
sounds very menacing and very. I know you guys said Kang is a big deal, right?
So you
He has
don't
yet to justify that for me. I need to understand why he's such a big deal with
You're gonna
no
have to see it.
powers. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
saying he has no powers. It's like y'all talking about like Zemo didn't have any powers. I just have to see. I just have to see this.
Well, you do know Thanos was only super strong, right? Like that was it.
It was the Infinity.
He's also an alien
Right.
and had a armada and stuff.
Yeah, you
Like,
think Kang don't have a fucking?
I don't know.
Kang has an army.
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Yeah, Kang
So,
has an army.
I
Yeah, well,
haven't seen that.
just think of it like this: like Thanos was just super strong.
Yeah.
The gauntlet was his power, right? So now you're going
It
to
may
Kang.
be. I mean, he did tear up Thor with both weapons. Captain America with the
He
weapon.
beat up the
Iron
whole-
Man with his new suit,
No, but
like
no,
with
but
no
hear me.
gauntlet.
no, but hear me. Super strength is what he has.
That was
yeah,
that
he's
was
able
God's
to do that.
strength. I don't know what that was. Not just super strength. It was
He's
God's strength.
Well,
Whatever it
super
was.
strength you
Yeah.
can equate to be the same because I definitely watched Captain America hold off Thanos' hand.
Yeah.
So super strength seems like
Well, he
super
didn't
strength
have
is
that in
super
the
strength.
game. I don't know.
Did you say in the game?
End game. He didn't have
Oh,
that
I
in the
thought
game.
you said in the
And
game.
end
I'm
game,
like, what
his
are
end
you
game, his ass is
talking
getting
about?
tore up. So I don't know.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know what happened. If Andy War he had something, I don't know. It's gone. I don't know. But anyway, so but yeah, I don't know. I just have to understand, like, why does he feel so comfortable saying an Avenger? Did I kill you already? I'm like, interested that you can say that. Like, what?
Those lines that they
Who are
released
you?
already were
Like-
so good.
Well, you
He's
heard
existed
him.
through multiple timelines.
I hear him, but I just need. It ain't justified for me yet. I'm
Well, I mean,
excited.
we
I'm
haven't
very
really
excited
seen
for
him
him.
You
He
know?
doesn't have. He's not somebody like. Yes, I associate powers and stuff or something. Like this guy does not have any of that. So I'm like, why is he so?
Well, his
Braggadocio,
suit
so
is also
menacing,
a
so-
lot of his. Granted, the one that we
His
saw
tech.
in there didn't have the suit on. But his suit is a lot of his.
He
Is a
doesn't
lot
have
of
it on that
power.
trailer either.
That's what I'm saying. No, granted, the one that we saw in the trailer didn't have the suit, but I'm assuming.
To be fair, you also have to look at it like this. We don't know that from that trailer that in the actual movie he's not in the suit there. We know
True.
that they just didn't show us
Look,
that.
and look, keep in mind, there's gonna be multiple versions. There's gonna be
Also
different-
true. We don't know which Kang this was.
You gotta like maybe they're the Kang Prime.
He's
You
a
don't
brand
know
new
that.
character to me as well. So I'm
Because
waiting
I
to
could
see.
see
Oh.
Feige not wanting the first official look at Kang accurately to be there for someone to leak it, and for our first look to be like a fuzzy ass photo of it.
Right.
I could see the worldwide trailer being where we see it end with Kang in his traditional look.
I
could
do like
see
the
that for
one-liners though that he's dropping.
I
now.
do too.
The
I do too.
oh, you're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?
Yeah, I'm
and then
like-
answering the I'm an Avenger with well, I'm a conqueror.
Right.
Both of those are like, and I just knowing who's saying it, like knowing how he's gonna deliver it, just like, oh, I know those are gonna hit.
And knowing that it's somewhat of a homage to Loki and Stark.
Yeah.
When they first squared off, and he's
Mhm.
like, I have an army, so I have a Hulk. That's pretty dope. But no, just keep this in mind, Trevon, that you only have to wait till February to find out. Like, this isn't something you have to see play out over the course
You might
of
get the
numerous
trailer,
years.
like the actual trailer.
The trailer might come in September.
Right.
Yeah,
Or sooner. Might be sooner. Might be in the next few weeks.
maybe.
Oh, I'd
We
love
might
it.
not get out of August without seeing that trailer.
Oh, I'd love it if
I'm
we
considering the things in September. Can they wait like 2
did.
weeks?
Wait 2 more weeks.
I mean, they can, but with it being in, yeah, okay.
Do you think we get
I
Rama
just meant-
Tut?
Maybe.
Ooh.
Well, they teased it. Remember in Moon
We
Knight?
did. That's all. That's what made me
What is
question
that?
it.
What is that?
So that's
That's
one of
the
his.
versions of Kang.
That's one of the. He goes back.
He becomes a pharaoh.
Mhm. I do want to hear this Kang talk more about Stark. I want that so bad. Because you saw in He Who Remains room, he had the Iron Man's helmet as a trophy, right?
Right.
So at some point,
He
he's
killed
come
the Stark.
across. Right. So I'm like, and we have to assume that might have been his biggest adversary, right? Because you
No.
kind of go, Kang's more of a master of the minds. There's really no better strategist or master of the minds in the MCU right now than Stark, right? So it's like, well, I want to know what happened when you fought a Stark. Like, was the shit easy?
Mhm.
Was it hard? Like, was he like the hardest thing you had to get through? So I'm like, there's a lot about Kang that I can't wait for them to explore, right? But what I will say this, from that very horrible leak that somebody put out there, this movie does look drastically darker than any
Mhm.
of the
It does.
last two that we got from Andy.
Mhm.
Yes.
So now I'm very curious if MODOK isn't the one of the big bads, that's more the big bad with Kang kind of looming in the background. I am
Pulling the
curious
strings.
how serious you go, right? Like, how serious do you go in this movie, and what are the true stakes? Because we saw in this, this isn't a spoiler alert. This is just what was in the actual trailer. If you don't want to hear, by all means, take your time and go ahead and come back. But we obviously saw that they lose Hope and not Hope, Janet and Hank. They get sucked into the quantum realm. And she's kind of showing him like how she had to live life in the quantum realm the whole time. We still Bill Murray pop up in the trailer. We saw Bloody Scott. We didn't really see Cassie do
Not
anything
too much.
that I saw.
Not that you need to yet. That's
No. I'm just saying I didn't see her character do anything. We know she's going to be a very big part in that movie. Oh shit, Montel Ford is bleeding.
Oh yeah.
There's TV-14 up in this bitch. But I am very excited to see how dark this movie goes, and if it does because I think I can kind of compare it to Guardians 2. Guardians 2 I always thought was darker than Guardians 1, but it found its way to be who it naturally is, which is, kind of that jokey, kind of loving nature to it. So I'm curious how much of Antman and the Wasp is willing to go dark. But Didge, I passed it to you. I wasn't sure if you finished or not. No, I started with Trevon. So you did. Sorry. What are your thoughts on this movie, and how hyped are you, man?
Oh, I am all in on this. Since they announced that Kang was coming, I've been ready to see it, especially when they announced who was going to be Kang.
Mm-hmm.
And then after seeing his performance as one of the Kangs, even though he was He Who Remains there in Loki,
Right.
This is shaping up to be a good saga for me. This whole multiverse saga, especially knowing what's coming after it, and just from the footage that we saw so far, I can't wait to see like the actual one. I guess they did show his look to the people, and I'm surprised that hasn't leaked. They said that he's wearing the full suit. It's very comic accurate. The only thing is he wasn't blue.
He wasn't blue,
Which
is a mask.
I think yes, it's a mask, and I think to what you were saying earlier, they were probably assuming that that's going to leak, and they're like, well, we don't want it to be some grainy footage, so we're going to hold off. We'll just show you the look without the mask.
Right.
So,
and look, when we go into Guardians, I'll send out for Jayla to put up the leaked Adam Warlock photo, and when you look at that, you're like, that would have been better in context.
Because I don't want it. That didn't.
I know it does look good, in my opinion.
I didn't like it because of the leak, like the way, like,
No,
and
well,
you
you
can tell.
shouldn't like anything coming out.
And
of
I'm
the
just
leak.
saying,
It
you
looks
can tell like it looks good,
wrong,
but it looks bad because of the
Right,
nature of
because of-
how it looks,
yes,
like
I
the nature of
agree.
the footage.
I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, I that shouldn't have been our first look at it.
Right.
You know, that shouldn't have been. Right. I agree with you. But no, Joel, I know you're very hyped for this, to see how this leaks into the multiversal saga. Even though I do like that we had the Infinity Saga, the Multiverse Saga, and I'm really hoping that the next saga is called the Galactic Saga. I want to get deeper into that galaxy.
I assume it would be.
Right? Oh no, not yet, Jayla. Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. So I'm hoping that the next one is the Galactic Saga, right? And that it's ending, not ending like the MCU, but that saga ends with the introduction of Galactus. And then we get into a whole new arc where we get into Galactus and Silver Surfer and his heralds and whatnot. So I'm hoping that's what comes, but we'll get to that in a second. But Joel, this Antman and the Wasp Quantumania, how hyped are you?
Hyped, very hyped. I enjoyed the first two a lot, and I can imagine that the third one, like you said, looks a little more serious than we're used to for this type of movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a lot more of the quantum realm, so that's really cool. Bill Murray's in it, so it can't be that serious. But I do look forward to seeing how all this plays out. What we've heard of what MODOK might look like, it's different but similar. So we'll see how that works. Then you have Kang, like at least a version of him, and it's going to be interesting to see it, like our first real interaction with a Kang, because the last time we saw him, he was He Who Remained. He was basically the last of the Kangs,
Right.
one who won, right at the end of the day.
Yep.
Created the what they call the timeline,
The TVA.
no, but the name of the timeline.
Oh, the Sacred Timeline.
Oh yeah, Sacred Time.
I always forget the fucking name, but yeah, the Sacred Timeline. And now I loved when he explained it during Loki, where like the whole war and all that extra shit. It's basically a foreshadowing of what we're to expect.
Right.
So, and now not just the Kangs, it's the Kangs and the Avengers. You know what I mean?
But like, even with that, like the show with Loki ending, how immediately after he died, another one swooped in, was like, "Oh, he's dead. All right,
Yeah.
my turn."
Yeah, right away. As soon as he got back to the TV, I looked right there, this giant statue of Kang. You're like, what the already? And look, I mean, we're gonna get our first looks at him as Kang, and how it's so funny. It's gonna be Antman that we're gonna get our first go around with. But yeah, I love Antman. So God bless him. I like this. I look forward to seeing him. And then we got the poster with the three of them on the thing. And Cassie Davis is gonna get a suit, which is reminiscent of her Sting suit, which is weird. But whatever. Point is, very excited. Looks good.
Hell yeah. Let's move on to Guardians. Now you're good, Jayla. Let's move on to Guardians. This movie's going to be very interesting. I know we argued all up and down on how we see this movie ending, but I think we all agreed this is going to be a thrill ride because you don't really know, right? You don't really know at the end of the day. They could all be intact, right? The whole fucking team could be intact. Or 2 people could go, 3 people could go. Apparently, the synopsis kind of sounds. The synopsis I was reading is saying that. Let me pull it up here. Our beloved band of misfits are looking a bit different these days. Peter Quill, still reeling from the loss of Gamora, must rally his team around to defend the universe. If not, to defend the universe along with protecting one of their own. A mission that, if not completed successfully, could quite possibly lead to the end of the Guardians as we know them. Interessante. That is very interesting, but it also does lead into what me and Trevon. That does sound like one of y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna be
somebody. It's over for somebody. And
yeah, when Nova gets introduced. Yeah,
it's over for Rocket.
Yeah, when Nova gets introduced, he's definitely filling in for someone. He's not.
I'm sorry, J-Lo, but when you saw Baby Rocket, it looks like it's a wrap for him.
Yeah, for sure. And in the leaked footage, Joel was right. Joel nailed it. We did see big bad adult Groot. No more baby Groot. No more teenage Groot. Thank God. We got adult Groot back. I am very excited for that.
That's only because he was adult. I mean, you see a version of that in holiday special.
Right.
Because they leaked it by accident. Like it got leaked, like the gifts for like the holiday special, and Groot looked older. They're like, oh well, if he's older here, he's definitely gonna be older there.
Right, 100%. And I'm just glad. I didn't need to be teenage Groot anymore. I'm teenage Groot out.
We got a lot of
I didn't even need it in Thor. So I'm glad we're out of it. Right, we're back.
You didn't get a lot of it in Thor, at least.
No, I'm saying I didn't even need to see Groot in Thor.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I just want adult Groot back. Like I just want to get back to it. But I'm very excited for this movie. Obviously, Jayla, if you could bring it up, we obviously got our leak of Adam Warlock. We were just talking about.
Yeah, imagine.
Now again, that is Adam Warlock.
That's
not my issue, right? I just need to see the gym better, right? And I need to see what that is, knowing that it's not what it's supposed to be, right?
Like the image. No, the image. Like, look at this image. This image. It doesn't.
You're not allowed to complain if you know it's fucking bootleg.
You are.
That's absolutely. You can't do that. You can't complain about quality knowing it's fucking.
I know, but it's just like, I could have waited.
You guys said it. I hate it.
Say this though. He looks the part.
He does.
I would like to see more of the suit, but he looks the part because essentially Adam Warlock is just a gold guy, right? Like the visual of him, not the power set.
Yeah, just like those gold people.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like, well, that's that, right? Now it's just you got to explain what's in his forehead, right?
What?
You got to explain what his abilities are, you know. And once you do that, I'm fine. To me, I'm fine. This already for me, and Joel knows this. I was not a fan of the casting, but to me, this captures it. This
picture
captures it.
This one was awful. I was like, "Whoa, this picture."
Oh shit!
That version you saying was good.
This one makes it look worse. Looks like it has 19 chins, like everything there. It's just like, goddamn, Warlock, you've been through some shit.
But I'm curious to see what they do with this character. I don't know why they didn't just give us an official picture of him. Like,
well, remember they didn't release anything for Guardians.
I'm saying at least him. Like,
well, if you're not going to release about Guardians, you're not going to do that. I mean, they didn't even do that for. Look at the artwork for Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania. That's artwork, right? Like that's essentially just what the designer has them looking like, and then you kind of just see Kang floating in the back. But they're just not. They're nowhere near promotion for any of these things.
I mean, it's still confirmed he has the mask and stuff. Like, at least it tells you, hey, he's going to look like you expect.
But again, that's in February, so we could understand why that was put out and nothing else was. Guardians isn't until May, so they got a lot of time before they get there to push out what they want the look for him to be that they promote.
Yeah.
So they just have time for a lot of things. I mean, look, Trevon, they didn't even mention the Marvels, and that's something that you can believe as close to done as done gets.
Yeah.
And they didn't say a word about it
for that. Like,
and they didn't say a word about it. So to me, if they didn't say a word about that, it lets you know they're either A, saving it, or B, it's just too far away to make such a big deal about right now.
Yeah, well,
we know we'll get it, but they'll release it when it's time.
With Guardians, we didn't get anything past that.
Right.
Footage wise.
Right. So to me, like I said, and Guardians is in May, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's a ways away. It's a ways away.
Let's put it this way: February, May, July, and November is theirs for the next 3 years.
Right. There you go. That's exactly right. Yep. So I think
all 4.
Oh wait, Jayla, I wanted you to put this photo up too. I'm gonna send you 2 of them. Hold on. You can cycle between these 2. This also leaked from it. Our first look at Gamora in Guardians.
Gamora?
Yep, those leaked.
I saw Drax in a shirt too. I don't know what's going on there.
Drax in a shirt? Ugh, what? What kind of multiverse shit is that? The hell? Drax nipples must be free. I need a Warlock Surfer buddy film titled Silver and Gold. I now want nothing more.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Look, shit. If Warner Brothers won't give me Blue Beetle and what's his name over there, fuck it. Yeah, give me Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer. Called Silver and Gold. I'll take it.
Yeah, Surfer dude. Oh, looky.
So that's a Gamora one.
It's all straight and shit.
She looks like she's being a complete badass right there.
Mhm.
Now, one thing that does scare me, Didge, not scare me like scare me, but one thing that definitely put me on high alert is that James Gunn was saying that when they did the rap party, Chris Pratt's words to the entire staff got him, but what's her name's Zoe Saldana's comments really broke him. Like what she was saying really broke him. So I'm like, well, shit. Was she saying a goodbye?
Like, yeah, wait, is she out of here?
Yeah, I was like, God damn, man. Like, what
You
you
die
say?
again?
Like,
you can't have a Gamora die just for them to bring her back, essentially.
Right. And
Go on a trip to find her just for her to die again. You can't do that.
I mean, hey, to be fair, a lot of people left Infinity War just like,
That's so also fair.
Maybe you do it better this time.
That's
maybe
also
it just means
fair.
More. Like, people left that movie just like.
I think it's because Peter, like, since Quill, like, kind of fucked up them stopping Thanos. It's just like
you
messed up the moment. You messed up the moment for us feeling bad for her, because now we just like.
Like, fuck your happiness, Quill.
You deserve to be sad.
Yeah.
Wait, meanwhile, Nebula's sitting there just like, well, why do I have to get the brunt? Like, that was my sister. Like yeah. Fuck Quill, but what about me? I loved her. No, I don't think you're wrong at all, Trevon. I think that had sprinkles to do with it a little bit. But I did want to ask this, right? Before we move on, I want to ask this. I'll start off with you, Joel, because I believe you are the only one of us that puts the idea of someone dying to the furthest degree of the spectrum. But I do want to ask you, of the core of the Guardians that we know, not anybody that might pop up later in the movie, but of the core group of the Guardians that you know, which character that if they died would have the biggest impact for you personally?
Peter,
I agree. That was what I was gonna say. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know how you replace that, right? Because I'm like, anybody else dies, I'm just like, well, Nova. But if Quill goes, I'm like, well, who's the leader, right? Like, who do you put as the leader?
I cosplayed as Peter Quill. It hurts.
Joel's like, I don't like what comes with that. Yeah, don't let it be Peter.
I like that be true.
Anybody but Peter. I love that. Didge, what would have the biggest impact for you?
I mean,
these characters.
Yeah, it's Peter. The rest, you're gonna feel some type of way if the rest of them die.
Yeah.
But I think it's like if Peter dies, it's like, well, he was the one that held the team together.
Right.
Yeah. He got them together.
Right.
He put them. I mean, they didn't want to be together.
Right.
Now, I will say, the only untouchable member on this entire team is Mantis. You don't fucking touch Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis
lives
stay
forever.
Mantis has to stay.
Okay. But Trevon, what character's death of these Guardians would hurt you the most personally?
More. Oh wait.
You got to pick somebody, Trevon.
You don't like any of them?
Trayvon's like, they can all go massacre.
All right. Well, who do you think is gonna die? Who do you think is gonna die?
No. I care the most about
Peter can fly.
Rocket.
There you go.
I care the most about Rocket.
That's why you're trying to kill him all.
We were so ho-hum about him dying. Like,
I mean, that's why it's gonna hurt me when it happens, but I feel like it's definitely going to happen.
Oh,
So
it didn't sound like it would hurt you when we were talking about it. It very much.
Let me tell you. Look, I told you. I keep telling y'all. Overall, the Guardians is like my least. Like, I really don't care about them hardly. Unless they're around other people. I hate their solo movies. So
hate.
You don't like funny movies?
I just don't care. I just don't care.
No. I'm not. I'm not questioning that. But hate? Did you mean hate?
I don't rewatch them. Like I was like, okay, Guardians, yay. When they moves other people. Okay, now cool, they're here, yay. But when they're by themselves, no.
But you didn't really like Thor's movie either, and they were in Thor.
Yeah, but nah.
You feel about Guardians the way Didge feels about Daredevil.
Yeah.
Shocking. They're there. They're there.
Shocking.
You know,
shocking.
I'm just saying, trying to compare the two.
Shocking.
Love Jan, dude, and I think that's why I like Rocket, because they're both like smart asses and all that. Quill annoys me. Drax is funny.
I was gonna say, there's no bigger smart ass than
cute.
Quill, right? Like, Like, wouldn't you start with Quill and then go Rocket?
Quill too cocky for
Quill
to be
loses a
so-
lot
to be
with
so
the whole
much of a
Thanos thing,
loser.
though.
I blame
Being
Quill
emotional.
when it first happened, but then I put myself in his shoes. I would have done the same
We
thing.
ain't got the time. We don't have the time for that though. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all might not have, but I would have done the same exact thing. That's all I'm saying.
In the moment, he killed your girl. You know,
well, stop him first. Get the glove off first. But then
Right.
he
let's do
wasn't
that.
thinking straight.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking straight.
Somebody should have punched him out and knocked his ass out because
What
it's
the fuck took so long to take that glove off? Anyway?
Yeah, fuck Spider-Man.
They had it
Why don't
all.
everybody
They
blame
had it
Spider-Man?
all. They
It's not
had
like
it all.
Spider-Man was fucking
They had
strong.
it all.
Yeah, blame Spider-Man. Fucking pull that thing off. Goddamn, yank it.
Iron Man was
Goddamn.
helping him too. Like, what the
They
fuck?
was in
kind
the
of grip that man
process.
got?
He beat up Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man with both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. I
Yeah,
don't care.
but yet
Like,
Star Lord, punched him in the face, and that bothered him. Fuck.
no, it woke him up.
Woke him back up,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, because this punch did that much damage.
Woke him up.
Oh, was that a
His
bite?
little-
It
His
really
little-
woke him
little
kind of like
puny
shook
human
Mantis.
hands.
Kind of shook Mantis. So
That was right.
It did
Yeah,
shake
it did
hurt
make her
Mantis.
unstable.
Still, like,
Yeah, it did make her
He
unstable.
hurt
where he
Mantis, so
woke
he's
up.
trash.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. But I still don't put that just at the
Fair
feet.
enough.
of Quill.
Exactly, Mike. That's right. Fuck people.
Oh, wait.
Quill.
Keep Parker's name out your fucking mouth. Well, unless you plan on coming up stage, Mike, and slapping the shit out of me, I'm putting the onus on Peter. Pull that goddamn
Quill.
glove off.
Quill. Peter
Yeah,
Quill.
definitely Peter Quill.
Peter
Quill.
Parker. Peter
Quill.
Parker. The
Peter
PP.
Quill.
Quill.
All right, let's move on, guys. All right, so what I want to do is, I know there's a few more stuff we didn't get to, but I don't want to keep us too much longer. I want us to fill in some of these gaps that the MCU has. All right. So, Joel, I know you have the dates, right?
I'll have them all.
What's the first empty date? We're gonna go through the empty dates, and we're just gonna fill them in. All right. These are just our theories, right? We don't have
Do we
any
have that
knowledge.
picture to pull up, maybe?
Joel, if somebody has a picture, send it to Jayla. Jayla can put it up. I don't have the photo.
I don't have a picture. I have my own design.
I have it. Hold on. I'm gonna send it to her.
I got the dates.
Joel and his spreadsheet.
But I have DC on here too, so it's like mixed. DC, Marvel, even Sony dates I got on here. Don't judge me.
Joel's Sony.
I actually want to see this.
Joel's Sony list, has cobwebs. He never goes there.
Yeah, I didn't. The only thing I don't have on here like the cartoons and anything. But.
Whenever you go to Joel, you're like, "Yo, Joel, what's coming out for Sony?" He has to do this. Okay. You got Madam Web.
Hold on. Let me take a picture of it, and if you guys want to use it, you feel free to use it. If not,
I sent the one that I had on Twitter to Jayla, so if not,
I'll send.
Oh, there we go. Is that the whole thing? The whole empty ones? Or is
yeah,
that
that's
just
phase 6.
Yeah.
Phase 6 is the one that had the empties.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'll tell you in a minute.
All right. So, what date is that for Fantastic Four? November
8th.
What date before that?
No. I know. I was just trying to see what that is so I could
This
better
date? Whatever.
see the.
So there's something before it.
Yes,
Yeah,
fall
that's what Joel's
2024.
That's what I thought. I didn't think it was an actual numerical.
Yeah, those are all rain. Look, here's the thing with that. There's a lot of those are like summer, spring, winter.
Yeah.
Those are probably for Disney Plus shows. There's 2 new dates that belong on that year. They just announced them today.
Oh, okay. So what is it? Is it before Fantastic Four?
No, it's after Fantastic Four, and because Fantastic Four is technically in 2024,
Right.
so 2025.
Right there.
Untitled Avengers, it's like that.
Got you.
So there's an Untitled before Avengers King Dynasty, and then there's an Untitled after King Dynasty, before Civil War.
Okay, so let's go in order, and then we'll go to those dates that you
I'm
have.
going to send you. Hold on. Give me a second before I'll send you this stuff now.
All right. Okay, so Joel is right. I'm assuming the falls, the 2 fall dates are shows.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
That would be wild if they
Hold
did another
on.
movie.
Do I tweet it?
Send it to the group chat, and we'll send it off to Jayla. I'm assuming. You know what? I'm gonna jump out on a ledge.
I could just send
Fall
it to you.
2024 is Moon Knight. Moon Knight season 2. One of those falls is Moon Knight season 2.
I could see that.
Hold on. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's that you could do.
Because 2024 makes sense because we know Moon Knight's not coming out next year, right? So it's like, well, 2024 makes sense.
One of those is probably.
I hope it's that soon. Yeah.
One of the dates, and I don't know which one. I have to assume Eternals is coming back.
Yeah. And look, another
J-Lo.
thing we got to throw in there. You ready for this? We also got to throw Armor Wars up in that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Armor Wars is
Armor Wars has to be one of those.
right. It's gonna be confusing how you do Armor Wars after where your universe
What the
is.
hell
Like
is
that,
Deadpool 3?
that seems confusing. Well, whatever the actual dates are, I think we're saying are the ones that we think are the movies. The ones that just say fall or winter.
Well, they
I think
all
we're
say
saying
all
are-
fall.
They all say fall or winter and spring.
They don't have actual
No,
number
no,
dates on there?
Those don't have dates.
No.
Oh, got you. So yours, the one you have, you're saying is the one that has dates.
Mine has the new dates on it. Yeah.
Got you. Okay. So that's what I was.
And,
even the one, the Phase 5, doesn't Phase 5 have like spring and all that stuff too?
Oh,
No, I think
shit.
Phase 5,
Okay.
all of theirs had dates.
Did they all have dates? I don't.
I would tell you though. Look. Everything that says untitled is the stuff they haven't announced yet. And then everything that's highlighted in blue that doesn't have a name on it, those are the ranges. You get what I'm saying? There's 2 in the fall of 2024. There's 1 in December. There's 2 in
this is confusing
2025.
as shit.
2 in the summer, and then 1 in December 2025. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
my spreadsheet. Don't judge me.
there's no judgment here at all.
I am. I'm just confusing as shit.
No, I see it. I see it. It
What
took
part
a
is
second,
conf-
but I see it now.
I'll explain it to you.
I'm starting to get it. No, it was at first glance. I was like, "What the hell am I looking at?"
Yeah, I see it. I see
Now
it.
I'm starting to piece it together though.
Yeah, if you just read it from left to right. Look.
Yep, no, I got it.
It's
So, okay. So I'm gonna go around. So how many here, Joel, are untitled?
Well, let's start with the one that's glaring. The one that the February of 2024.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything there. They didn't tell us anything. Look, there's Captain America, fucking Thunderbolts. So before those two, there's a
Also, there was
big hole there.
February 2024. Okay, so let's start with that.
something untitled. That's Phase 5 then.
That is
February-
Phase 5.
I thought
February
all of Phase 5 was
2024. Then I'm going with what I think Mike said yesterday, or somebody said yesterday. I'm going with Deadpool. It's February 2024.
I think you're right.
That
I
makes
think that makes
sense.
all the sense in the world. We can all agree Deadpool, February. Okay, so what's the next one? Let me see.
The 7th, June 7th.
Well, that's
Choose-
Sony. The black and white is Sony.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind
Gotcha.
then.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we got to go to 2025 then.
Then
Yeah,
February of
February
2025.
14th.
Unless you want,
2025.
were we doing TV shows too or no?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So on the side, you see it.
Oh, the blue,
Yeah, the blue.
the blank
So
blue.
There's 3. Yeah. There's no names there. They're just ranges. So that's like there's 2 in the fall and
Mhm.
1 in the winter
Of 2024.
of
I'm going to put Moon Knight. He did say they're going to do more with Pip the Troll and Star Fox. I'm going to say that's a series, not a
Okay.
movie.
They got their own series.
I'm going to say I give them their own series.
Marvel's Star Fox. you know,
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Why?
Why?
Do you not like Star Fox?
Let them just be in Eternals 2. They be a movie. Just
Well,
Be
that
in
might
there.
be up there.
Well,
whole
to me, I don't
series?
know. I don't know
Ugh.
how much. I don't know how much you. Well, are you familiar with the characters?
it's just why? Like, I know it's
That's how I felt
hairstyles.
about Agatha, but I'm accepting it.
I know it's hairstyles. Well,
Well,
she's
yeah.
magic. She's a witch. It's
That don't mean
kind of
shit.
it's
All right,
fun.
now you can use your bias. I can use mine.
I will say Agatha having a show makes less sense than Star Fox and Pip the Troll.
No, it called
Uh,
Coven of Chaos. It kind of makes complete sense to me.
No, I mean her need to still be in the MCU after WandaVision is where my questions just peak. Because I'm like, well, shit, yeah, Reed will be introduced, so will we assume as children. Well, she can be a babysitter. Very accurate to the comics. There you go. But till then, I don't really know why I have an Agatha at all. Outside of the fact that Kathryn Hahn is one of the best female comedic actresses in the
great.
game. So outside of that, I'm drawing blanks here. So I'm going Star Fox and Pip the Troll. I mean, Trevon, you like the character for the magical role.
Yes, I do.
I'm saying narratively, I don't know why she still exists. I'm not saying she's a horrible character. I just got to see why I'm supposed to still care about Agatha. That's all I'm saying. She was a glorified babysitter in the comics. So, like, why am I giving a shit about Agatha?
So you're saying after Daredevil, we're going to get Moon Knight and Star Fox.
Yep, Moon Knight and Star Fox. Yep.
And then December. Then, that's a good question.
Oh. Let's throw a ballsy one out there. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
I believe December of 2024 will be none other than Jessica Jones. I'm giving Jessica Jones December. I'm giving her a December release. I think Jessica Jones will be, because to me, if you're talking about we're going into street level,
I like it.
Jessica Jones shouldn't be that far away from She-Hulk and Daredevil and Echo and Spider-Man, right? She shouldn't be that far. And we believe Spider-Man will be between 2024 and 2025.
Yeah, we have Spider-Man apparently in March.
Those are
Sony.
Those are the animated.
Oh, the animated.
Oh,
gotcha.
That's why I have it blue and red. I didn't know what else to put it.
Fair.
So I'm gonna go Jessica Jones for December. So I got Moon Knight, Pip the Troll, and Star Fox, and Jessica Jones. So that's my three. Didge, what are your three for October, November, December?
Moon Knight and
or fall.
Yeah, Moon Knight first. I could see Moon Knight fall September, or like I said, just one of the fall. Honestly, I think you're right, because I can't think of any other place that Star Fox will go.
I mean, I just look at it like I don't necessarily need Star Fox in another Eternals movie. And I would like him to kind of, because again, Harry Styles is becoming a very massive name right now, right? So I'm like, for him to get a 6-episode series or a 6-part series, that's like a limited series, I could see that. You know, that's not something that's hard to believe.
Especially because I think either that February 14th, 2025 date or that July 25th date in 2025 is going to be the next Eternals movie.
Okay, I'm with you.
So I there's no other place that I think that it could go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm with you there.
Would it be the events of before he met up with our Eternals?
Yeah.
Okay. Like a prequel.
Yeah.
How he got.
You got to answer the biggest question, right? And you didn't necessarily answer that at all. You ignored it with Thena. So I'm like, well, you had a cousin and a brother in the same movie as Thanos, and neither one of them acknowledged it, right? Although you do give the nod to Star Fox, he was just an end credit scene. But to me, that is a very big question you need to answer, or just tell us you're ignoring it.
Of Thanos, they said it in the movie.
So I'm like, I need to kind of know more about that and how people feel about that. So
they said brother of Thanos. And
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Because I know with Athena they didn't lean into that at all.
The Eternals in general, they didn't.
Right?
They're all cousins.
So, I'm like, all right, okay, so you got to lean into that. So yeah, you could show a whole life. Because again, remember, we saw Thanos' homeworld from his eyes. What does that look like from other people's eyes, right? Was Thanos full of shit? Yeah, was he full of shit or was he serious? Was that really the reality of his world and how they all died? So there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And again, there's a lot of people that just want to see Harry Styles' face. So that gets you streams right there. So you don't really have to try that.
That'll break Disney Plus.
I don't disagree. My little sister keeps asking me daily, when will I see him again? And like, I'm like, if you don't stop, I'll start to hate Harry Styles. And I really like Harry Styles. Stop. Enough. Like, enough. Okay, Didge, so we agree on that. So what do you got for the third one?
No, I was saying those three make sense. With
Jessica Jones too?
Because I think Jessica Jones is coming back, and then actually no, I'll put Punisher first. I'm assuming they're all coming back.
Oh, wait, hold on. I want to go back. I'll go even wilder. I'll go Moon Knight, Jessica, and Luke Cage for Sweet Christmas. I think that is beautiful marketing right there. I think there's so much you could do with that. Santa Claus in Harlem. There's so much you could do with that,
That's
right?
not a bad one.
I could see Moon Knight, Jessica, and then Luke Cage. And then
Well-
putting Punisher more towards the middle of the following year.
You bring up a good point, because if Daredevil, the idea is he's supposed to be looking for in that, right?
Right.
So it would make sense for it to come out before Punisher, sort of to get him there,
Well,
get her series in right after that.
he'll be looking for an Echo, apparently.
Oh, an Echo.
And she'll be in there.
Well, so either way, but both of those
It
will
can
be
still
out
bleed
right
out
before.
into her own series, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'll go Moon Knight,
Would they call it Aliens?
Punisher,
In the
Jessica
comics?
Jones.
They should. So you're going Moon Knight, Punisher, Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I think if you put Punisher out in October, November, you're not really doing it any favors. I think if you put it out in the middle of the year,
You think so?
that following year, yeah, it'll do it a lot. It'll do it a lot better because I don't know.
The
I don't know.
Christmas in Harlem is a really good point.
I mean, but again, we thought 4/4/24 Fantastic Four made all the sense in the world, and Feige
Fair.
said, "Go fuck yourself," right? So
There's not even anything in April 2024.
Nope. They looked right at that date and said, "They don't get to have everything. Like, fuck them. Like, no."
Like I said, look at they all match. Like February,
Mhm.
May,
Mhm.
May. They took over those months.
Yeah.
For the next couple of years.
Yeah. And what's crazy is if Star Wars decides to come out in any of that, right? Because that's usually what they pair up. Because it's like we're just battling ourselves.
Mhm.
Like, God bless anything that wants to come out during the first or second Avengers movie. God bless you. You're gonna have to be left foot, right foot. to
That
make any
year,
money.
yeah, 2025 is gonna be double Avengers. Is gonna be record
Yeah.
breakers.
Yep. A lot of movies are gonna have problems with that because Disney buys out like half the fucking theater when they drop these movies. So they're gonna be pretty pissed.
You just gotta put them in
Um,
between. Whoever
you could
whoever
try.
putting out, put it in between.
You can try. Trevon, what do you think those 3 dates will be?
I assume we'll get Moon Knight again. I mean, they haven't told us, but I assume we'll get him again. If
To me, that's
Oscar
good
comes
news.
back,
To me, that's good news. So they tell us we won't get Moon Knight again, right? Because that's very much Marvel. You either know, or no, I'm sorry, you know whether it's good or bad. They tell you we're not doing this. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So to me, that's where my glimmer of hope is that they haven't told us that we won't be getting Moon Knight again.
Moon Knight, Jessica Jones, and I want Heroes for Hire. I want Luke Cage and Iron Fist because everybody keeps
I
ignoring
would
him.
love that. Yes.
I would love that if I could just get a singular series of each of, because again, I don't know if you're ignoring the things of before. So if you are, I would like a proper Iron Fist introduction. I would like, more to Luke Cage. And then if you want to do a series where they just come together, right? They have their own series, but they have a Defenders kind of series called Heroes for Hire that they come together for. I'd be fine. But since Iron Fist was done horribly as far as his backstory and everything, I would like a proper way of that in the MCU. Trevon, it should be to you too. You love mysticism. There was none.
That was fun. The show was fun. He was cute.
Okay. So you agree essentially the same 3 shows for. So what? You going Moon Knight, Jessica Jones, and what? Heroes for Hire?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Joel, what are your 3?
I have no idea.
I don't think any of us know. We're just sort of spitballing.
Yeah. None of this is concrete. I don't know. We could be wrong as shit.
Right. Trust me. If I knew, I'd be telling Kevin Feige, look, Fantastic Four next year, Silver Surfer the year after.
Yeah, don't ask
So
me.
it's off the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
It's post-credit scene.
I would like something that's still street levels. So I'm not against Jessica Jones being there. Though it'd be really cool if they called it Alias, with them like a comic book did.
I agree.
But they don't have to, obviously. Moon Knight, I'd probably leave Moon Knight to be in a similar position that it was this year. So somewhere around the spring of 2025. So I would say, I guess Jessica Jones for Christmas. Oh no, I like the idea of Luke Cage's Sweet Christmas idea.
That's a really good idea.
Sweet Christmas would be fun. So I guess Power Man, Luke Cage, whatever. In December. Damn, man. What haven't we seen in a while? I know. I feel like we should get a Ms. Marvel at some point too.
That I'm putting off to one of those of the very next year, only because she's getting a movie next year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I could see them taking just a small break for Iman, and in 2025 she's back.
I don't know.
I'm sure she'll be in these Avengers movies and stuff. So
Right.
Oh no.
She'll
We're
be-
not saying she'll be absent from the MCU.
Yeah.
Joel was just saying he could see the show be
Season
being
2,
soon.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna need her and She-Hulk too at some point. It's like, do you want to wait 2 years before we get our shows again? You know, I don't know.
I don't know if you see him or not. That's technical. That's all that matters.
Like, you definitely leave out. Like, Secret Invasion is not something that's gonna get a sequel. Echo might, Loki might. It really depends on. I mean, once the multiverse saga is gone, does he need to be there anymore?
I'd argue he doesn't need to be here now. So who knows? Who knows? He'll just surf the galaxy and be part of the Galactic Saga.
Yeah.
In season 3. Who knows?
Oof, fuck, man. So it's really basically who do I want to introduce before the Avengers movies? Like,
and remember, we got the 5 of the next year.
yeah,
we
there's
gotta talk.
5 next year too.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, I'm gonna say Nova.
Okay, I like that a lot because we believe Nova might already been casted. So
Maybe.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
interesting. Okay.
Nova possibly.
A Nova show?
Yeah,
Nova
show.
show.
Yeah,
Oh.
the blues, the dark blues are shows. That's what we're
Okay.
going through. That's what we're going
Okay.
through. All right. So for 2025, I'm going 10 Rings. I'm going 10 Rings
for the show.
Yep, for the show.
Wow.
These are all shows that we're still talking. I'm going 10 Rings for the show.
So we're not doing
No. The movies we're gonna end it on. We're gonna end it on.
Got it.
We're gonna end it on. So 10 Rings. Then I'm going Ghost Rider. Then I'm going Miss Marvel season 2. Then I'm going Echo season 2 because I feel as though you don't end Echo, because if you're gonna end Echo after season 1, you could have just put her in Daredevil. like if that was the case, because that's essentially you just saying here's Echo. You could have just put her in Daredevil.
There's got to be more to Echo.
There has to be more.
Why introduce her?
Unless she's a bridge to his show, then that's it.
But here's the problem: Daredevil doesn't really need a bridge.
I'm saying, but then she could be in his show. I'm saying maybe
she could.
I see what you're saying.
That.
I see what you're saying. But to me, if you're not going to give her a season 2, then you could have just only put her in Daredevil's show. So I'm going 10 Rings. I'm going Ghost Rider. I'm going Miss Marvel season 2, Echo season 2, and I'm gonna go with Didge's prediction from the year before, and I'm gonna go Punisher. Because at that point you'll have assembled the holy group.
So you're putting Punisher December of 2025.
Iron Fist in there somewhere.
Well, no, I'm not necessarily. My fault, Didge. I apologize. It's not necessarily in an order.
Oh, you're just saying those are the 5 of that year.
Those are the 5 that I can see coming out that year. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
I didn't really think of it for an order yet. Look, I maxed out on that Sweet Christmas. That was my one good idea.
Man,
that
means I don't have to put anything in order. Trust me. You're good.
I don't have 2. I don't have 2 of them.
You're good.
But Didge, what do you see those 5 filling out to be?
Definitely Echo season 2, Miss Marvel season 2. I didn't put Luke Cage in 2024, so Luke Cage will definitely be in this year. The Wakanda show, we know that's coming.
I thought you liked the Sweet Christmas.
I did, but I had already made my decision. I'm not changing.
Got you. No
I did. That's a great idea.
Fuck you, Juwaan.
No, you're not wrong. It's a great idea, but I wasn't. But yeah, the Wakanda show, we know it's coming at some point. Like we've already been
2
told.
of them.
Ooh, I don't think they're gonna put 2 in the same year.
No,
but
we do know that 2 are coming.
So we know that 2 are coming. So I think one of them will come out that year. So that'll have me at 4.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing? I mean, just to get them all back rebooted, it could be Iron Fist.
I will also say this, Didge. It's not out of the realm of possibility that another, whether they want to call it Wakanda, like that's the new name of the series going forward, or Black Panther, I don't know. But it's not out of the realm of possibility for a movie that comes out in 2022 to have another one come out in 2025, 2026. So you could have those two Wakanda shows that lead right into
True.
that movie.
That is true.
You could.
But I think once they get Daredevil going, they're gonna want to basically get all of those Netflix series and start back up and going.
That's very fair.
So I could see them, like I said, doing also Iron Fist that year.
Okay. Yeah. Which I hope that Iron Fist is first introduced in Shang-Chi. I've been saying it for forever. I hope there's a world tournament and he has to face off against Iron Fist. And then once he's introduced, we can then go into an Iron Fist story that then ends with him meeting up with Luke Cage and then us getting Heroes for Hire. That's how I would like to see Iron Fist structured in the MCU. To me, that's perfect. A Battle of the Realms, like picture Mortal Kombat but with Shang-Chi. I'd fucking love that shit. I'd love it. And I hope that's what we get. So that's what I'm hoping for. That leads us into Heroes for Hire in his own series. Trevon, what are your 5?
I chose.
You heard people say it. What have you been thinking about this whole time?
Movies. Miss Marvel season 2. Boy, the Wakanda show, I guess. As much as I want Iron Fist, not gonna give it to it because y'all hate him. So not gonna give it to Iron Fist.
I just sung his praises literally 5 seconds ago.
I put a show in that year.
They're not gonna give us Iron Fist. They don't love me, so.
You have an Agatha Harkness show. What the fuck do you mean they don't love you?
Love you. Random as fuck.
Do you think there are? Do you think
Agatha
there are
was
a large?
perfectly justified to me.
So all I'm saying is, why do you think Iron Fist can't be?
They'll get the best version of Iron Fist in the MCU.
Yeah. Again, you're getting Agatha, a character, Trevon, you didn't even know about before WandaVision.
Sure didn't. You love her now.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So you getting fed well in between the Marvels and Miss Marvel that you love so much. You are being fed well. I don't want to hear that shit. They don't love you. You're being fed well, and you're about to get Jessica. Enough out of you.
We hope.
We hope. We just told you the scenario of how we're about to get Jessica.
I haven't seen the official synopsis.
But you won't yet. But go ahead. So you said the Wakanda show. You said Miss Marvel. What else you got?
I don't know. Like some stuff I'm like wondering, could it be a show? Could it be a movie? Like I don't know. I have some names for movies over here, but I thought about shows. I was like, no, that could be a movie.
Just
I
say
don't
it
know.
as a show, and then you can say it again as a movie if it makes sense for both. Maybe it could be either or.
I thought about Midnight Suns at first, but then I was like, no, that could be Blade 2. Blade
I
Midnight
want
Suns.
that as a series.
It could be Blade Midnight Suns. It could be like the subtitle.
Oh, hell no. Hell
Why
no.
not? Why not? His second
no.
movie. Not his first movie, his second movie.
Hell no. Trevon, would you be okay if I said Iron Man, Avengers? Would that make any goddamn sense?
I mean, we have Captain America Civil War, which is Avengers.
Civil War is not a group, it's an Avengers.
I mean, it was an Avengers movie. Like, it technically was.
No. That's what we classify it as, but that's not what it was. It was Cap's third movie.
It's like doing what the cartoons did with Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yes. Where it was very confusing. It was like, I'm sorry, is this Wolverine show or is this the X-Men show? Like, very confused here. The focus is just Wolverine with sprinkles of X-Men all around it. But to me, no, that should not be a name of a Blade movie. That should be a name of either a team-up movie or a series that is about the Midnight Suns. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because to me, if I had to pick a leader for the Midnight Suns, it definitely wouldn't be Blade. I definitely wouldn't pick that
But
guy.
it seems like that's what it's going to be, though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know that. We only saw him recruit Dan Whitman.
I'm going off of that solely. Him doing that. I'm like, so he could be a leader of it. That's what I'm going off of.
Again,
he asked for the role. They gave it to him, so I feel like he can have a big deal.
He could be a big deal. I don't have to name a movie Midnight Suns. Like you don't have to be that big of a deal.
The subtitle, Midnight Suns. I'm just saying. That's all I said. I was like, I don't know.
Could you picture if you heard in 2026 the sequel to Black Adam was called Black Adam Shazam? You would go, what the fuck?
Mean,
that's like, but that The Rock is just as much of a home run hitter as Mahershala is.
It's basically Black Adam JSA right now, right?
Yeah,
is.
Technically, I don't know.
Difference is though, the JSA, you could argue, unfortunately, isn't big enough for you to leap with them being their own thing. You got to kind of shoehorn it in with something else. Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, those characters individually are big enough to live on their own, right? They don't have to be in the shadow of Blade. So I'm just saying, Midnight Suns could be a show or a movie. You're absolutely right. I just don't need it to be the title of a Blade movie. Oh my goodness, you making me want the Blade back.
I'm so glad that didn't stay.
Maybe call the first one The Blade and the sequel Blade.
That was a mistake, obviously.
Oh man, what a fuck up! It had the world reeling for a second. Could
I
they
was
really call
definitely
this
like,
shit
there's
The
no
Blade?
way.
But what else you got, Trevon?
So yes, Miss Marvel season 2, Wakanda show, Midnight Sun show, Young Avengers show. I don't know what else. I don't know. I can't think of nothing else.
Okay, no problem. No pressure. We'll put all the pressure on Joel. Joel, now you have to do 6. You have to do your 5 and then Trayvon's 1.
Which one?
Filling in for what shows you think. You got to do your 5 and then the one Trayvon couldn't give.
Those shows are the hardest ones. Sometimes it's not random. Like Moon Knight was random compared to everything else that was coming out.
Sure was. Moon Knight to me was only random when you told me the casting. When you told me the casting, I'm like, you didn't want to make that a movie?
Yeah, they went big.
Yeah, that's what shocked me the most. But now it leaves it open to where shows now can have an actor that massive, and they just do a show.
Absolutely.
So, what's your 5 or 6?
Fuck. Not my favorite. There's so much. Well, Armor Wars has to be in there fucking somewhere. I should have put them before.
Oh, there we go. That's my favorite.
Armor Wars is definitely gonna be.
Oh crap!
Yeah, the writer came out the other day and said, "Yeah, Armor Wars is still a thing." So,
I forgot all about Armor Wars.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Feige started naming shit we didn't even think of and left you out. So we were like, maybe you don't matter.
If it's
Like,
in 2025, that's kind of crazy though. That's
I agree.
Really far. Wow.
I agree.
Crap! I might have to. Vote.
I am very shocked that Ironheart comes out before Armor Wars. I'm very shocked.
I thought they blended the show into that. Honestly, when they announced, I was like, oh, okay, so they must gonna blend it into Ironheart.
I was really hoping they didn't do Rhodey like that. Don't do Rhodey like that.
I mean, I was like, I didn't
did Rhodey like that. I was like, oh, yikes.
Let him have his own series. Let him have his own thing. Let him have his own toys.
Definitely.
I didn't know what her show was even gonna be about. Honestly, like,
Well, you gotta wait till you see Black
I was
Panther.
saying, I mean, yeah, it's just.
Once you see that, you'll know.
You can say that about every fucking show on here.
Yeah, I know what Agnes will be about. I think.
What is actually gonna be about?
About
Same
her
magic
being
as
evil
Sarcasm.
before.
Her
No, there's
coven
no
of
way it's
chaos.
There's
Yes,
no way it's a
come.
giant origin story for a character.
Why not?
Because they gave us her origin story.
No, they did. They just showed what they and when they caught her and what she did. We will see what she did before that to make them do that. Let's see why they were like, you practice
God
dark
bless you,
magic.
Trevon.
That's what I want.
That's
I want her
really,
fucking shit up. That's what
you're
I
really
want.
putting some spice on Agatha here.
Yes.
I thought it was just gonna be a show about her as a babysitter and just making it like a comedy. Like I thought that's really what it was.
I want her going off.
God bless you. All right, fill it out, Joel.
Yeah, I got a fans have their own idea what that show's gonna be. So
It's interesting too, by the way.
let's see. There's so much shit. I think one of the, like you said, the Wakanda. I don't even know what those are. Is it the show, just call it Wakanda? Like,
I thought
I
one
do
was
know
on the
the
Dora
original-
Milaje.
Yes,
Yeah.
one was supposed to be a Koye in them.
one of them was, I heard Okoye would get her own. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if they do the Midnight Angels, like I was saying the other day, because they're introducing Anika.
Well,
whatever.
that's why me and you think that those Doom rumors are true. That story very much linked up with Doom in the comics.
I mean, yeah,
Apparently they have wings as well, so they fly.
they do.
So I'll be ready for that. Yes.
And they team up with Deadpool to go after Doom.
Can I say, Trayvon, I've never hated flying till I saw how much you loved it. Like, you put wings on everything. You know how, like, Eli Manning said, I put that shit on everything. You put wings on every fucking
It's not
thing.
my fault they fly. What's my fault?
And it now makes it to where it's just like, now I don't even know how I feel when I see wings now. Like, I see that shit, I just go, I don't even like it no more. Like, everybody flying in Trayvon world.
He watches the show.
Too
He's
much
like,
flight.
I hope they don't fly.
I hope you don't fly. I be watching Superman like, you just run fast. Like, don't do that flight shit.
Well, that's what he did in
Change the name to
Smallville.
the blur.
He did in Smallville.
Yes.
All he did was
Yes, the Super Blur. That's your new name. Okay, so we're in agreement of the Wakanda shows. One's supposed to be like a prequel telling or some shit, and then one's supposed to be the Okoye show.
I don't know. Whichever. You know.
So that's interesting.
Fine.
I'm surprised, Joel, you don't have a Ghost Rider in there. I thought
They'll
you would
both
have had a
be
Ghost
beautiful.
Rider in there.
I don't know. Maybe they're the Ghost Rider movie instead. Like they can't.
That'd
all
be
the
interesting.
same, you know what I mean? Like this
could do
Midnight
that.
Sun's big. You know, like well, what other Midnight Sun is going to get a movie? You got to look at it that way.
Well, we know Doctor Strange has his. We know Blade has his, right? We know Elsa won't have her own movie. That'll be a show if it spins off into its own thing.
Well, yeah. Whatever comes out of Werewolf by Night.
Right, that'll be its own thing. Moon Knight might turn into a movie. We have no idea. It might turn into a movie.
Also true.
But I kind of feel like Ghost Rider is such a great story you can expand in show form. I really like it, especially seeing how well Moon Knight was done. But what were you saying, Trayvon?
I said, what about? I said maybe Nico's in there too. I would
Nico?
love Minoru.
Is in what?
And Midnight Suns.
I was actually thinking Nico would be hilarious to be introducing Agatha. That's what I was really thinking about. That'd be really interesting. You introduce her in that, and it's kind of like, that's why I said if you go the route of Agatha as the babysitter, and she's coming to watch this kid, and it's none other than Nico, and it's kind of just those two just battling it out from who's the baddest witch of the house. Not the baddest bitch of the house, the baddest witch of the house. That could even be your slogan. I'm the baddest witch in the house, right? And it's just those two facing off. I would love it. It'd be perfect. There you go, Trayvon. There you go. That's what Agatha's about. You're welcome.
I don't want to be a babysitter.
That's essentially what she was in the comic books. That's all I'm saying. That's what she was.
That's not this Agatha.
We don't know. We don't know what this Agatha is yet.
Last we saw her, she thought she was the neighbor.
Right. So we got to see what she turns out.
That spell is broken.
I do believe that we will see the return of Ralph Boner.
I hope not.
And Agatha. I hope actually he's the co-lead.
And if that's the case, they cancel the show.
No, I want to see it more.
I mean, shit, look, Trayvon, come on now. I'll take either of those. I'll take Ralph Boner in there or cancel the show. I mean,
that's a win-win.
yeah, I mean, shit. Again, there's plenty of places to put Agatha. The next time we see Wanda, when we see Reed that he has kids, there's plenty of places. She don't need her own show. But I do want to see them utilize Ralph Boner again. Just to really, especially the more you introduce the mutants and you bring in the ex-actor Quicksilver. Yeah. You talk about chaos, right? That's some chaos for you.
I'm not coming on the show anymore.
I really think there's more to that Ralph Boner thing than that meets the eye.
Look, as people kept saying during the panels at San Diego Comic-Con, we are currently in a multiversal universe. Whole bunch of crazy shit could happen, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, who knows?
You never know. But it seems like all the multiverse storylines are animated. So,
right, but it'll be interesting to see in a movie, in a saga that is called the Multiverse Saga, how much deeper you go into it.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into it, trust me. Oh, it's going to get crazy.
It is. All right, so to round this out, let's do these movies before we get out of here. Let's do these movies. So we got 2024, the 16th of February, right? I think we all said we could see a Deadpool being that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then we go back up to February 14th. Then you look at February 14th, you're like, well, that could be Deadpool. Like,
do they double down on that though?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying either one of those dates could be Deadpool. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That one or that one.
You gotta remember,
I didn't mean Deadpool 3 and then Deadpool 4. Like, no.
It's a movie leading into an Avengers movie. You know?
Right, yeah. So if we go that logic to what Joel was just saying, and remember that first one is the Kang one. It's the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, Kang Dynasty.
Right? So you have to
Mhm.
think of a character that's big enough to go right into a Kang Dynasty movie. And that's where I'm drawing blanks. I don't know. I can't really think of anybody right now.
No.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody.
Doom.
Doom?
Movie?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right after
yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Yep. Or
I
a
mean,
Silver Surfer movie. I don't
to
know.
be fair, Joel,
Not
you
yet.
could look at Doom as either a series after the Fantastic Four or a movie after the Fantastic Four. It all depends on if Kevin's mind changed from what Fox was going to do with Doom. If he was just like, yeah, no, Doom will be in Fantastic Four. That's it.
I need to see what they're gonna do with him before I need to see a whole ass movie.
Well, I'm hoping
Let me see
for it.
something.
I'm hoping for it because we were all agreeing that we do want to see him separate from the Fantastic Four.
I do, but I mean, you can be separate in other people's shit. You know what I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Depends.
You know what, Joel? I would give you that if Doctor Strange 2 was about Dormammu, and then Doctor Strange 3, I could go, I'd like to see Doom versus Doctor Strange. That'd be really fucking cool. But now that we know it's leaning into Dormammu, that kind of locks up Doctor Strange. So now I don't know what other character, now that there's no Iron Man, what other character I could see sharing Doom. Right? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're telling me a Black Panther movie comes out.
You can
I'm
do
gonna-
that.
Sure.
Black Panther and Namor versus Doom now. Right?
I'm gonna
I mean,
go out on a
that'd be an
limb.
event film for sure. Go ahead, Didge.
One of those untitled in 2025 is gonna be the Mutants.
Okay, yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
The 14th or the 25th.
That's what I don't know.
Well, I'll say this:
Let's go 25th.
Brandon did ask Kevin Feige, like, 10 years, like how long before the Mutants? And he's like, 10 years? You want to wait 10 years? I don't want to wait 10 years. I'd like it a lot sooner. So when he said that, it kind of made it seem like the next few years we'll have Mutants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
thinking I'm thinking one of those 2025 dates, and I'm leaning more towards the 25th one, just between the two.
I'll say the more you talk about the Mutants, the more I'm leaning into Wolverine getting his own series.
Maybe.
You know, I'm
leaning heavily into
now that we're talking about that, him saying like we want it sooner.
Mhm.
What if Deadpool was that 2025, the 14th one, and the one prior, the 16th in 2024 is the Mutants? What
I
if-
would tell you then that means he has to announce that shit in September.
Yeah, that's soon.
Well, that's what the rumors are.
Well, it probably
Maybe
is.
before Fantastic
No,
Four.
no.
I don't see it.
I'm just saying if that's true, that means we'll know in September. Because if it's not announced in September, no way. I'm with Joel. No way they put it before Fantastic.
If they want to include them in the Secret Wars, then it has to be before Secret Wars, which is obviously.
That's why I said probably the
27th.
25th one.
But if they don't, and they want them the breathing room, then it's got to be somewhere in the 2026.
He made it sound like in that interview like he wants it as soon as possible.
That's
So I
it.
could see it as soon as possible.
Hold on.
I
So
could.
wait, this first Avengers is in. Oh wait, no. When's the first one?
The first one is May 2nd.
Mhm.
That's the
Ooh.
Kang Dynasty one.
Right.
Mhm.
And then the
So
Secret Wars.
I mean, honestly, if the movies do well, they might not never come out of theaters. so if, even if, like, what if it doesn't come out of theaters for like 3-4 months? So if that one right there in the middle of it really has to be something that really hits that will make them
Maybe
divert theaters away to that.
Hey,
which-
Ron makes a really good point.
Which
like,
the Mutants would do.
like,
He makes a really good point.
like
Yeah.
that has to be heavy, whatever it is, whatever's in between.
Yeah.
Um,
or it's one of those little stop gaps in between it. Like it's one of those little here's something. All right.
Well,
Then we get
No,
right
I'm
back.
saying though, like the
remember what
movie
we got
does
last
really-
time. Last time it was like Captain Marvel, Infinity War, Antman and the Wasp, Endgame. like, you know
That's what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. I could
But-
see it possibly being a little stopgap too.
But that was
to
when
be
they, like,
fair,
they were like a
those
year
were
apart, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is 5
6
months,
months,
give or
yeah,
take.
5,
Yeah.
6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
This literally could be in theaters the entire time. Like if it's doing that well, you know they won't take it
Back
out.
to back.
They won't take it out.
Mhm.
They'll leave it in there.
Especially knowing the second one is coming. I can
Yeah.
see them if it's out for like a month, and they're like, "Well, we're bringing it back so you can watch your double
Yeah.
feature."
Yeah, I could.
I've never done that before. I want to try that. I've
Oh,
never
it's
done that
rough.
before.
It's rough.
I've done. Which one was it?
That's
It was like a Captain America marathon or something.
Oh,
damn.
fuck
Yeah.
no. Yeah,
Did that
fuck no
one.
for that.
That was
Fuck
fun.
no for that.
I did a Star Wars one, and it was rough.
I missed the Harry Potter
I
one.
don't
I was
know.
pissed.
I'm trying to think of a franchise I was that interested in that I could watch both and look back on like, yeah, they were really fun. John Wick. I could do John Wick. I could do a double feature John Wick. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could do 2 and 3. Okay,
Sitting in
so
a
that's the
movie
one.
theater for that long gets brutal.
Those movies aren't that long. I guess I know what you mean, like in totality, but like
They give you
individually, the
breaks in
John Wick
between.
movies
When
aren't
I
that
did it
long.
anyway.
Yeah, they gave us a break too in
Yeah.
between, but it still was just like, I'm here all day, huh?
All right, so I mean, I think we agree on some of these. So, is there one that you guys think is an obscure one, like one we're not thinking of, that can come out?
Not
A
really.
movie?
Yeah, movie wise.
Obscure movie we're not thinking about.
I mean, I have my Shang-Chi movie. If I have a Shang-Chi Kunlun. Up here.
my
I don't
I'm
know.
hoping my Silver Surfer comes out in 2026. You know,
That'd be nice. Shang-Chi though, Shang-Chi 2. Gotta be somewhere.
And
To me,
Eternals as well,
I would
somewhere.
want Shang-Chi
Eternals,
2 around 10 rings.
It really depends what they want to do with the Eternals. Like they could put it at before it ends, or like comes back for the next saga.
Whatever's in between the Avengers movies is gonna be rough for them. Whatever
it's gotta be amazing.
whatever movie it is, it's gonna be rough.
If it's the remember Black, where were see that's the thing, I've been trying to find the fucking first phase, like not the first phase, the third phase. When they were Inhumans were on the dock, where were they? Before Infinity War or after Infinity War?
Let me look.
They were after Infinity War.
So it was before Endgame.
Yeah, it was before Endgame.
So they were in the middle.
Yeah, I think they were in the middle.
Hmm.
Yep. And again, you don't necessarily really have to hit. Because like Joel said, Captain Marvel did come out right before Endgame. That was the same year. That wasn't
Infinity
it.
War.
And it made a
Infinity
billion.
War,
It
sorry.
made $1 billion for sure.
Yeah. So again, remember the reviews weren't all that great for that movie either. So you don't necessarily have to be great. You're a Marvel movie. Anything you put there is gonna make the money. Now, how it's reviewed, up for interpretation. But money, it's never a problem.
I don't
You're
know,
competing
these-
with yourself.
Endgame was a crazy, like I don't know, that was
Bro, in the
Crazy.
course of 6 weeks,
this is King Dynasty.
we in 1 year, in the course of 6 weeks, we got Solo, a Star Wars story, Deadpool 2, and Spider-Man. And all 3 of those movies made money.
It all depends on this King Dynasty. It all depends on how much people like King by the time we get to this movie.
No, that never matters.
Yes, it
that
does.
never matters. That never matters. Trevon, you're talking about Marvel at
For him
its
to carry a movie called King Dynasty.
I fucked up.
doesn't
Captain
matter.
Marvel was after Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, I just looked that up.
Yeah. It was
That
before
was the
Endgame.
one. It was a
Before
month
Endgame.
before.
Okay.
It was a month
It
before
before
Endgame.
Yeah.
Matter of
That's why I
fact,
said
I
it
remember
doesn't
that.
matter.
I remember there were some theaters around me that still had Captain Marvel in theaters when
Yeah.
Endgame was
That's
out.
why I
Black-
said it doesn't matter what
Black
you released
Panther.
before it.
Right.
Also, everybody was clamoring after Infinity War to watch anything. Give us a little clips of what's happening. What's happening next?
Yeah, because
Also,
Infinity
Trayvon-
War.
No, I'm
Right.
sorry. Go ahead, Joel.
No, Infinity War teased Captain Marvel. I forgot.
Right. She was the end credit scene.
Yes, she
Right.
did. Yes, she did.
I think you got to remember, Trayvon, for a lot of people, Marvel just being Marvel is what they're
I mean, at this
excited
point,
about.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter
Right.
what you put out. People are gonna clamor to go see.
Their brand is on it. So.
Yeah. That's it. At this point, you're in your apex, so it's like it just
I
doesn't matter
mean-
what you do.
I guess, yeah.
All right, so we don't have any obscure movies we think could come out. Fuck it, I'll say it. Squirrel Girl. There we go.
Jesus.
Squirrel Girl.
No,
May
he
1st.
canceled her show, so nope. She never coming out.
Movie.
I don't think that's what that means, Trayvon.
I do.
I don't think that's what that means.
Everybody
at
was
all.
like, hell no, cancel this shit. They filmed all of them. I don't give a damn.
Well,
Throw it in
also,
trash.
it wasn't a Squirrel Girl show. It was a team-up show that
mean,
had Squirrel Girl.
It
in
was
it.
New
Yeah.
Warriors.
Right.
I was hurt because I wanted to see whatever his name was. It was, I can't
Oh, we
remember.
know who it was.
Yeah.
So how you gonna tell me that you'll?
I
we'll
remember.
never
I
see
remember. I
Squirrel
remember
Girl
what he
again?
looks like.
I like Squirrel Girl. I want to see Squirrel
Yeah,
Girl.
I don't remember. Like,
I did too.
anything
I want
else.
to see Squirrel Girl bad, man. Yeah, I want to see Squirrel Girl. Listen to Trayvon.
No,
Kevin Feige, stop listening to Trayvon.
He should look. If it was to me, he would have kept all them shows. What you mean? I love Runaways and stuff.
I like Runaways. I like the Cloak and Dagger.
Well, again, I don't mind him axing those because that just means you can reshape them in your image.
I wanted them too. I wanted the Ghost Rider. It was Ghost Rider, Hellstrom.
I did. Hellstrom came out. Oh,
I love Hellstrom.
I did.
They never really leaned into Hellstrom, but I love Hellstrom. I love that show. I really did. I thought it was awesome. Great casting.
Surprised it came out. But, yeah.
I wasn't.
I was already filming.
I wasn't. Wait, are you saying you're surprised it came out because Feige didn't axe it? Because I think you and Joel's responses are different.
Yeah, I'm surprised how he didn't cancel, get rid of that too.
Joel, yours was different. Why were you surprised that it came out?
I wasn't surprised. I figured it was already too far into filming, so fuck it, let it go.
Because I know a lot of people were shocked it came out because of its subject nature.
Why did they do New
They didn't promote at all that show, so they didn't really care about it. They were like, let it die.
Which fucking sucked. But if we learned anything, right? Here's what we learned in this podcast, trying to break down the MCU and everything we saw on Saturday. You ready for this, guys? None of anything we said in the last 25 to 30 minutes matters. Why? Because come September, he'll fill out a lot of that shit.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we weren't live.
Oh, no.
I would have been like, well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave this studio.
No, I wouldn't have had us talking this long if we were not live. I'd be asleep right now.
I thought you were good.
No.
Oh, God.
I definitely would have just casually left. All right, well, guys.
You would have casually left. I would have thrown my laptop at the wall. I'm fucking sitting here talking into midnight for nothing. No, but come September, we'll know a lot of these. A lot of these will be revealed, whether it's castings that come with the movie announcements, whatever the case may be. A lot of this will be filled out. And then we'll be sitting back. I am just really curious. I'm still hanging on to Sweet Christmas Luke Cage coming out during Christmas. I am very curious to see if I'm right on that.
That would be good.
It should be called Sweet Christmas, a Power Man Holiday Special.
Yes. A Luke Cage holiday special. I would love that. Yes. Yeah, and I would like to see if Misty comes back. There's a lot of really cool things they could do.
Yeah, they're gonna start doing some more street shit. We got different parts of that street, cosmic, magic. So
right,
we're hitting all cylinders now. Mutants.
And I want to see how connected these are to their Netflix counterparts, because to see Misty interact with Spider-Man would be so fucking awesome. So fucking awesome. Just for Spider-Man to be like, hey, I knew somebody else with a metal arm. This is cool. You guys should meet. So there's just a lot I would like to see pan out. And look, we're a month and a half away from seeing if any of the shit we said is true.
Fair.
Right?
Some of it at least.
And I
hopefully
think
something.
Yeah.
I think the biggest reveal that would make somebody feel the most vindicated is if Didge gets that Silver Surfer announcement.
Oh, I would be so excited.
Didge is gonna pop up in here, crip walking and everything. Yeah, motherfuckers, I told you, throw the messes up. So no, I think we all agree that we would love to see Silver Surfer. Especially if Keanu Reeves walks out on that stage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look at all the stuff that he gave us how many new things? Really?
Truly new things?
Truly new things.
Daredevil, because we were waiting for that to be truly confirmed.
That wasn't no. Daredevil was new.
Avengers movies.
The name of Captain America's movie.
Yeah, the subtitle.
Right, was a big thing. That was a big thing.
Yep.
Thunderbolt's officially being announced, because we know the trades did it, but it's always something special when Kevin says
Captain America, yeah.
Exactly.
The names
That's
of
really
the Avenger
it.
movies,
The Avenger movies. The Avenger movies. And here's the crazy thing.
What?
The two names isn't what stands out to me. How fucking close they are together.
Yeah.
What stood out to me more so than anything.
Phase 6 is 1 year.
Yeah, because you're essentially just going, okay, Phase 7. That's really what you're doing. So that, but outside of that, nothing really. No.
Did we know that Fantastic Four date before this?
No. We didn't.
Okay.
We just knew it was coming soon.
We knew a movie was coming.
Yeah, we didn't have a date. We didn't have a Blade.
And of course, Agatha's show changed.
Yeah, changed
Well,
title.
we knew she was getting a show. It just changed the title. Yeah, it just changed the title.
It's cooler sounding now.
Way better. Yeah. what was it? Agatha Harkness, the
House
House of
Harknesses?
Harkness.
House of Harkness.
Now it's Covenant Chaos.
I mean, neither name was too bad. Neither name was really great. They're just there.
No, this name to me makes a lot more sense. The other name had so
The
many
word
questions
covenant
for.
excites me.
I wasn't
Like,
sure
I
what
have
to
so many
expect the
questions.
House of Harkness. Covenant Chaos sounds
To me,
more
Covenant
enticing.
Chaos just seems like you're gonna do Charmed, but with Agatha. like that's what it sounds like.
Don't
You're
do
gonna
that. Don't give me hope. Don't do
I
that.
don't know if I want to watch Charmed with Agatha.
Hey, well, get ready, Didge. It's what you're getting. Okay.
That's
Trayvon-
unfortunate.
Oh,
Trayvon is the showrunner.
Mara said,
And
"Now
that's
we
what's
need a
happening.
magic show like that." Yes, let's do that.
Yes,
That's
Trayvon
unfortunate.
is the showrunner, and that's what's gonna happen.
Unfortunate.
You know?
Charmed is amazing.
I like Charmed. I don't want to watch it with Agatha. I just go rewatch Charmed.
I was
Like,
not a
Okay.
Charmed person.
I love Charmed. I won't even front on you. All right. So that's all we got. We kind of filled it out the best that we could. Anything that gets covered between now and next week, me and Joel will definitely fill in some of those holes. But I don't think a whole bunch will be announced anytime soon. They'll wait for September.
Yeah,
And
Disney
then
Plus
just
Day and
Spring
D23.
their load. Yeah, they'll spring their load there. But all right, guys, look, we got so much stuff coming out soon. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to Mike in the comment section, who has officially joined Geek Vibes Nation. Mike will be doing a whole bunch of, whether it's writing, podcasting, going to cons. So he is a very valued addition.
So we tempted
to the
him with
GV.
our cookies, then you're saying.
We did. He podcasted us with a few times and went, "These are some of the coolest people ever." And he's like, "I'll join." And he's not lying.
That
We
was
are the shit.
verbatim, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but
we
he's not
recorded.
lying. We're the shit. Yeah, we're the shit. I get it. It's cool. No, all jokes aside, we are very happy to have Mike, and I cannot wait to see what Mike brings to this team, and for you guys to see what Mike brings to this team. Cannot wait for that. Huge shouts out to Mike. But that's all we got for you guys. We went way longer than we needed to. But look, Feige gave us way more than he needed to, right? Like, goddamn. Like, it took this long to break down everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, guys, please keep watching that Wakanda Forever trailer, all right? Watch it and just enjoy it. No more theories. No more theories. No more theories.
You're not gonna get away without that.
And
There's
please
gonna
put
be-
out that full mix of that. Going
Yeah,
to Kendrick's all right. Like I love
Yeah.
the song, but give me the actual mix of
Yes,
both of them songs.
the
going
song
together.
is great though. Also,
Yeah,
I
it
listened to the
is,
song
it
so
is,
many
it
times.
I won't argue that because when Jordan Peele came out with "I Got 5 on it," that's all I wanted to hear. I never wanted to hear the original again.
No
That
shit,
was
I'm
it.
about
I
to
wanted
rip
hear
it
that
off the
spooky shit.
trailer.
When you do, Trayvon, send it to me.
Same,
Send
same.
it to me. Yeah, that's gonna be my ringtone. But again, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to Didge, Trevon, Joel, and Jayla in the back.
Yes.
We love all of you guys. You guys help make this show great. We thank you so much. And make sure you guys tune in to me, Didge, and Joel tomorrow for GVN Sports. We got a whole bunch of fun
Trayvon's
shit.
coming on too. He said he wants to learn.
Yeah, he wants to learn.
Join the
wants to learn.
Patriots fandom, Trayvon.
Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah.
anything but that.
Is that what team? Who's on that team? What's his name?
Agatha is?
Mm. Interesting. Well,
Agatha Jones. Agatha Mac Jones is on that team. He can go ahead and root for them.
y'all are funny.
Giannis the Flying Antetokounmpo. That's what you
We're calling them the Antetokounmbucks soon. We're gonna become the Antetokounmbucks.
Yeah, he's just gonna buy them outright. He's just gonna own them. But we got so much to talk about tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in. But till then, peace.
Peace.
Greetings, nerds. This is Cena Nerd. I'm your host, Sarah Belmont.
I'm the producer, Will Pope.
And we talk. What do we talk about, Will? We talk about things, right?
Yes, we are a weekly podcast that talks about superhero and genre-related shows. We also talk about non-superhero shows and the latest in entertainment news.
We rant about TV. We rave about movies. And we do some reviewing, but we're not overly critical. but we're also pretty honest and blunt when writers and showrunners and producers get in their own way.
Exactly. So give us a listen wherever you get your podcast, or go to our website, www.cinenerdpodcast.com.
Yeah, good night, geek